Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be another episode of SNTR Gaming News, which is a live stream, so you're watching the past broadcast. If you clicked on this after I was live, remember to hit subscribe and the bell button. If you do enjoy my coverage, I want to talk about are New World players too strong? There's a variety of ways this is happening, and we do record these opening segments because they're shorter for another channel. This stream usually ends up being about 3 hours long. So this is an SNTR update. New World continues to have a very, very vibrant and active community with territory control, with the wars, invasions, and even a few bugs and glitches that seemingly need to be addressed very soon. But in this video, I want to talk about one of the main challenges is the strength and the influence of the players. I believe there's a variety of ways in which they are way too strong. If you like these short video game updates, remember to hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my uploads here on SNTR Updates. Also check out SNTR Gaming where I live streamed this. So first I want to talk about the invasions, the wars, and the economy. Then I want to talk about how the players are too powerful, but I don't just want to end there. I want to talk about there are ways to fix this and address these issues. First, let's talk about the invasions. The invasions are running into similar problems that the 50v50 wars are running into by the biggest and sort of leading company of the reigning faction, making it very difficult for anybody else to be involved. There's reports of people getting sort of kicked out at the last minute, which is unfortunate. You set aside the time, you go to be involved, and then you are removed because you are in the smaller company within that faction. The rich get richer is sort of the theme of the game, but it does need to be curbed in some ways I'll talk about at the end of this video, because if just invasions are this way, you know the wars are even worse. So let's talk about the wars. The wars are suffering from very, very similar problems. We're even hearing the reports of the people getting banned. We've had multiple people leave comments about how the reporting system in the game is exploitable. There's like a limit, and if you get somebody reported under certain amount of time or something, they can be sort of automatically banned. Now, Amazon said they were going to be addressing this in sort of a vague way. They seem to not want to confirm that it worked because that would obviously put blood in the water and people would say, oh, it's exploitable, let's use that. They're probably attempting to mitigate that as we speak, and that is another way that the wars are shaking out, with the bans, but also with the people not being included. I've read at least 2 journalists, sort of video game journalists, talking about how difficult it is to get into the wars. This again is related to players just having too much power and too much control over the experience of other players. Lastly, the economy in the game is sort of in disarray, and there doesn't seem to be a way for it to sort of stabilize. With some of the exploits and things that people did, there are certain elements of the game that have been completely ruined by folks that have found fast or exploitative farms. There's bots that farmed the fish. There's all sorts of different things that have completely devalued items that are supposed to be very valuable. I'm not really sure if they have any intentions to fix that, but I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. So, middle of the video, the players are just too powerful. You should not be allowing one player or one company to dictate what happens on the server to such a degree, whether it's the invasions, the wars, or the economy. So here's some of my suggestions. There should be protections in place for both the invasions and the wars to ensure one company does not have this level of control. It should be limited. It should allow others to get involved. That needs to be done, I would say, fairly quickly. I understand wanting to reward the leading faction or the leading company or whoever's contributing the most, but I don't think this game is long for this world if people sort of feel like one company gets to dictate everything that happens on a particular server. With respect to the economy, there's going to have to be something done to stabilize it, whether they enable us to sell some of our items to an NPC or set a default price in the trade house for us to get rid of some of our items that are supposed to be having some value and retaining value in the end game, and that is simply not happening. Giving players players this much power and control could, in the long term, maybe even in the short term, sort of cannibalize every aspect of the game. These were concerns I had before the game launched. When you allow players to control this much, they will find exploits, they will find shortcuts, and they will completely overconsume and cannibalize the game. So, those are my suggestions. Those are some of the main problems with the players being too powerful in New World. If you like this short video, hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next one. And I will see everybody here in the live stream right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for being here. Another day in the office, another day hanging out with you guys, and we appreciate all the support of the stream. It seems like we got a little too much of the of the floor showing there. That's a little bit better. And we appreciate you guys smashing the like button. We are probably going to start to divert back to a variety show in the morning. And then we will front load New World gameplay with a New World topic and New World coverage in the afternoon. There does seem to be a rise in variety gaming coverage, and there does seem to be a little bit of a decline in the morning turnout for just the sort of pure New World coverage that we've been doing. So we do want to continue to cover New World and keep our foot in the game. However, we do think that it's probably time to bring back the variety. There's a lot of other gaming news that has been happening, and we want to make sure that we are covering that. We are also launching the Say No to Rage story this week on SNTR Presents, and that will start tomorrow with a prelude, or a prelude, however you're supposed to say it, with a prelude, and that will be followed with an AMA. And that will give you guys an opportunity to kind of have the stage set for the entire series. Episode 1 will hit the following day on Thursday. I got an ad at the beginning of the update, so I missed the first part of the update. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no control over that. So the first part of the update was basically me just saying the game has 3 categories that I believe players are far too powerful in regards to the invasions, the wars, and the economy. It's all sort of in not the greatest shape. Excuse me. It's not in the greatest shape, and I don't necessarily know if they can just sort of leave it as is. You know, territory control is something we've talked about quite a bit, and that also is potentially going to affect, you know, how the game shakes out, because you're going to have players that start walking away from the game because they're going to feel like there's no hope. It's like, well, my server's completely overrun, or the opposite. Well, we already have control of the server, and then everybody left, right? There's always the potential that people just conclude that, like, this isn't what, you know, I thought it was going to be. I assumed, you know, there would be more back and forth, because the people that like the PvP, they're not going to really be able to enjoy the PvP if there's nobody in the server to fight with. There's nobody in the server to tax and well, I mean, I guess everybody's paying taxes even if you're within the same faction, but you get my meaning. Like, the game doesn't really thrive. No, I've not participated in a war, JC. I don't have any intention or interest really in the PvP aspects of the game. I don't have really any interest or intention in the in the wars or whatever. I would like to try one, obviously, and do an invasion as well, but we're not a very, I mean, we've got like 30-something people in the company, and with 30-something people in the company, somebody said we're like one of the larger companies in the game, in our server. I'm sorry, not in the game, but in our server, we're one of the larger companies for Syndicate, and I'm like, we don't even have a full company, you know what I mean? Yeah, I signed up for the Elden Ring network test. I'm not actually sure how they're going to select people. I always pick PS5 when I sign up for that kind of stuff, because there's so few PS5s in circulation. I figured they'll want to distribute those codes. That'll maybe increase the likelihood. So, I was interested in the mechanics of it out of curiosity. Right. I couldn't answer many questions about it. The main front end logistics is sort of what I'm concerned with. So what happens is these people come into your territory and they do enough PvP activity to like shift influence in the area, and then they can declare war. Once they declare war, the company that owns that territory can say, all right, we're going to do the war on Saturday at 2 in the afternoon Eastern time. And then it alerts everybody in that faction. So the company dictates that, and then the faction gets alerted. The faction is the color. So you could be in the green faction, but the company that owns that territory is a company that you're not a part of, but they're green. You're aligned with them according to that color, green, but you are not in their company. So that company dictates, their mayor dictates when there is when to schedule the war. They dictate when it happens. Then they get to pick who is in the war, and this is where people are getting frustrated. If you're not in that company, if you're not in that company, then they end up not really selecting you, right? Yeah, I saw your DM, Quiet Shy Girl. Yeah. I didn't have time to look at it this morning. I do want to thank Kaiser Soze for renewing their membership during sort of the intro there. Greatly appreciate that. And then somebody else, I think, did like a super chat before we even went live. No, I think it was just Kaiser. That was all it was. Okay, yeah, it was the membership at the top. What's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. I've only been on the defending side of a war so far, says Arch Enigma. Okay. You got 30 people in your company is in a position to make changes. Right, but we're not really looking to do that for a handful of reasons, Prosy. I talked about this. I don't even know if we did an official talk on this, but the boar farm and some of the other leveling exploits has led to an oversaturation of players at 60. I'm not going to disrupt my life to get to 60 so then I can flag for PvP. Right now, whenever I'm out and about, the only people I see flag for PvP are 50, 54 and up, you know? They're all in the back half. They're all in the back half of the leveling. And, you know, I'm 47, I think. So it's like, I don't see a way for me to enjoy my play sessions flagging for PvP to try to sway influence. You do get more XP, you do get the better faction payout if you're doing the faction board, the faction bounties or quests or whatever. You do get more and better stuff, but at the same time, that's not really going to be worth it if you keep getting farmed, killed, chased, or whatever. Like if there's level 60s around, you just can't flag for PvP. And that's one of the reasons why the PvP scaling, I think, is a mistake. I think what PvP scaling has created is a giant slant where if you're not, 50-something and above, you just can't flag for PvP because the only people flagging are 60. We went to like 4 different locations on that Friday night where we were going to flag for PvP and just kind of run around and mess with people. And everybody we saw was in their 60s, and the scaling really makes it difficult. Like, you really can't get much accomplished. You're not strong enough. One guy in his 60, being at 60, we couldn't kill him fast enough, and there was like 10 of us. So if 10 of us can't take on one level 60, I'm not about to go out by myself as a 47. Even if I went with a group and we flagged for PvP, I just don't think it's fun, right? I don't think it's fun to be like, oh, I got to go kill these wolves, or, oh, I got to go look for these chests in this town, and like a handful of guys could follow you, surprise you, whatever, and just ruin your day. It's like, I don't do that. I literally stopped playing Sea of Thieves for that reason. Why am I going to subject myself to your degenerate behavior? Like, why would I do that? Like, the guys that grief and pester you in Sea of Thieves. No, I'm good. and they run those people off. Like, you have less people playing Sea of Thieves because of that kind of behavior. It's eventually just like, this isn't worth it. This is a freaking headache. Same thing with flagging for PvP in New World. Like, I got news for you. The people that are always flagged and always messing with people and trying to keep others from getting those jobs done, I just feel like it's a short road. I really do. I kept telling people I felt like this was a short road. I was like, I don't think this game's going to last if that's what you do. Because all you're going to do is discourage, like, no, who wants to play a game like that? I love the PvE content in New World, but if the game devolves into, you got to flag for PvP, or the territories are going to be all under one faction, and it's going to be your taxes and your property taxes and all that is going to be through the roof. You're not going to get any of the benefits of owning territory. I'm telling you right now, it will fall quick. And everybody said no. Everybody said no, that won't happen, Lono. I'm telling you right now, this game will fall very, very quick if they can't figure out a way to make it enjoyable and like, oh, well, if I'm not in PvP or I'm not involved in wars, I can still have a good time. If that is a continual thorn in the side of the game, it's going nowhere. In 6 months, no one will be playing this game in large numbers. It'll shrink down to cannibalized servers of PvP-only players. That's all it'll turn into. What's good, Gritter? Please tell Madam Crummett she was right. The Frickmas blend is a little bit better than the Dark Roast. Really? Salty said the same thing in the Discord. He said he thinks it's better. I'm so surprised people are saying that. That was attacking on easy mode. Hang on, I was trying to read what you said. On my server, the two largest syndicate companies have agreed to not start any fresh wars to try and protect server balance. The third largest is gung-ho and want to take over the map. Right. You need people to kind of see, like, listen, you're going to run everybody off. We're not going to have anything going on in our server. One time we lost because the attacking faction used haste potions to get on the point first and drop all AoEs at the same time, and it lagged the game out. Oh, well, that's not good. PvP will ruin this game in the long term. I agree. I remember people being ganked in WoW when leveling all the time, and it made me quit playing. I don't know if I can join Team Frickmas. We will see, says Zubair. Yeah, take the Madam Challenge. If you guys haven't ordered any of the coffee yet, I have it all next to me. We've got the Frickmas blend, and the Madam Challenge is a Dark Roast and a Frickmas, and decide which one you like the most. They even go together, right? The red and the green. That's great, like Christmassy colors. And then if you want to buy a bag of light to complete the order, getting all three, this makes a great gift. This is probably our most drinkable, just hand it to an average coffee drinker, and they're going to like the light roast. Great way to get some gifts going for the holidays, or if you're spending time with folks for Halloween or whatever. Snag some coffee. PvP can't ruin a PvP-focused game. Oh, yes, it can. If it is not put in check, it will ruin the game. If they continue to allow the territory control to go the way that it's going, the invasions and the wars to go the way that they're going, I don't know. I think PvP could completely self-implode and sabotage the game. I really, really do. 2 months from Radical. I can't believe I still give you money, but also cheers. Keep on keeping on, Lonard. Thank you very much, Rad. I appreciate you. Hopefully that little guy is doing all the things he's supposed to do. Hopefully he's doing all the things he's supposed to do. Let's all like the video, everyone. Yeah. Smash those likes buttons. Give us that strong turnout. I said this morning, we are going to start to shift the New World coverage to the New World gameplay, because I think that's a really, really smart way to continue to cover New World and give you New World content if you're looking for it. But the morning show needs to go back to variety. That's kind of the feeling that I have. So essentially what it'll look like is we will start the morning in variety. have our conversation about whatever gaming news that we think is the most pressing. And then when we switch to New World, we will kickstart that stream with the topic. So the thumbnail and everything will be whatever it is my thoughts are. And then we'll, after we talk about the topic for a while, we'll just dive into gameplay. That, we think, is a good way to maintain sort of both. Like, we don't want to become a New World channel, but we also don't want to just walk away from the game. I'm not even 60 yet, so... I like the dark roast, but I haven't tried the Frickmas. Okay, yeah, that's the Madam Challenge, because she thinks that the Frickmas is better than the dark roast, which I actually don't know if I'm there yet. I think the dark roast is just so is so perfect, right? So perfect. Good morning, yo. What's good, Witty? How are you? We've missed so many good topics. We may have to circle back on some of those topics just when we feel it's appropriate. We are launching the Say No to Rage story starting tomorrow afternoon. It seems, and this has just shocked the heck out of me, it seems that the audience that is subscribed over there, and even the audience that is subscribed here, seemingly is spending their time on YouTube more now in the afternoons than the mornings. I don't know why that is. It could be that because I guess we moved the live show over here. But we think those Say No to Rage, the stories of Say No to Rage or whatever, we think those are going to land in the afternoons. And then we'll start doing, more personal content over there. I also would like to just do streams over there, potentially, with you guys that are just about whatever, right? Just no real agenda, no real topic, or maybe, hey, I uploaded a video. What'd you guys think about what I said about that? Like, I wouldn't mind a channel where I could speak freely about, what I think about the Chappelle situation or, and obviously we're not going to get nasty. We're not going to get into like politics and crap, but even like a video about like why I think Robert Pattinson's going to kill it as Batman. And I think people are going to, eat crow. And that would be a fun debate. We had a great debate yesterday that was literally sparked by me talking about that. It would be nice to have a place to do that. And so we are thinking through how to position that and how to land that, because we've enjoyed how everything's been going over here on SNTR Gaming, but we do need to get back to variety because New World is great. We like it. We're going to continue to play it. We're going to continue to cover it, but there's more out there happening in the gaming world than just New World. So, a channel to receive feedback and community desire would be beneficial too. That is not that's not as helpful as you think that it might be. You'll have one person that's like, I wish Lono would wear a red shirt, and then somebody's like, I wish he would wear a blue shirt, and then another person will be like, I actually like when he wears a purple shirt, and then people are like, I don't care what he wears, I'm just here for the show, and you end up with like a rainbow of feedback that is like leaves you just like so confused. So I'm always open to feedback about like particular segment ideas, but we've gotten into a weird like rut where as soon as we make a change, like 8 people say they don't like it, and there's 8 people that do, and then it's like, well, okay, what do we do, right? I'm just here for the coffee. That's right. A new Splinter Cell game is in development at Ubisoft. Breaking news. The title is in the early phase of production, the sources said, but there's a small chance it could be announced next year. Why would you announce it next year if it's just now in production? Heard Witcher 3 current gen update has been rated. How long usually does it take for a game to get released after a proper rating? Usually when it gets rated, doesn't that happen after it's already quote unquote like gold? This is an update, so it can't go gold, right? But typically, doesn't the rating come after? If it's if it's a new title, the rating comes after it goes gold, right? Use polls to see what viewers think about this specific change. Again, it just isn't helpful. Believe me, I have polled the user base for 5 or 6 years, and it's never helpful. We did polls on the other platform when we had 5 times this viewership, and I would get no results from it. Like, it'd be 50-50 split every time. You know what I mean? It'd be like, should we do this? And like half the people be like, yes. And then half the people be like, no. And it's like, well, frick. What game should I play in the afternoon? It'd be like a 60-40 split. And I'm like, well, shoot. It doesn't tell you much, you know. I liked hearing the updates on your investigation with everything that has happened. You're a strong guy to come out in such a positive way. Well, and that's the goal with the Say No to Rage story. So the Prelude's going to hit tomorrow, and we'll follow it with an AMA. And we will do that in the afternoon. So you guys will be able to ask those questions and sort of get like, okay, what's this all about? Why are you doing this? How's it going to work? And then on Thursday, episode 1 will hit, which is the time before streaming. Like, what was going on with me right before I got into streaming? It's actually incredibly important with respect to everything that happened in the years that followed. So you're not going to want to miss the first episode. The first episode, in some sense, is the most important episode to understand so much of what I've said and how I've talked about things and my journey and everything else. So episode 1's incredibly important. And the prelude before it is essentially to establish the goal. Like, why am I doing this? Why did I wait so long to, like, tell you literally everything? You're going to find all that out in the prelude. So that's going to hit tomorrow. And then every time we have these hit, we want to give people an opportunity to do an AMA afterward. So all that's going to happen on Presents for one very simple reason. We don't want to disrupt what's going on over here. We feel that this channel is consistent. We feel that it's very predictable. We go live in the morning. We do gameplay in the afternoons. You guys have seemed to respond positively to it. We have gotten a lot of new faces to show up. And the discussion this morning is about how players in New World are too strong. I talked about the invasions. I talked about the wars. I talked about the economy. All of that is being negatively influenced by controlling factions, controlling companies, or people doing exploits and flooding the economy with too many of a particular item, which then devalues that item. And so I am arguing that they need to put some checks and balances in place, because the wars, the invasions, the territory control, all of that is going, I think, on a trajectory and a path that will ultimately lead to the game not doing very well. I see player exodus. I see players becoming feeling almost like disenfranchised isn't the right word. The illusion will break, and they'll be like, this isn't really fun anymore. That's sort of my take on the issue. I like the regular rhythm of showing those trees who's boss. Yeah, I'm letting Steam update a couple of games before I open up the game. What I want a story on is, why did he cut the hair? I'll tell you right now why I cut the hair. I went because of the sickie. That's what my family calls it. Because of the sickie, I went 11 months without a haircut. It was the longest it had ever been. I think it was like right down to here. It was about to go down into like the metal band, whatever. It was getting crazy. And it was so difficult to style and mess with, I wore it in a ponytail for almost 2 months. And because of that, I just got sick of it. Now, I also started to have a breakout on my forehead. Come to find out, a lot of the physical manifestations of my anxiety and everything that's happened to me, it's kind of crazy. So I am now on I'm actually on 3 forms of medication for everything. And this will probably make it into a video, obviously, about like the aftermath and my life and how I live my day-to-day now because of everything that happened. So I'm on a medication at night for palpitations. I'm on a medication during the day for blood pressure. They can only point to stress. There were no other reasons for it. I'm perfectly healthy. I don't have any issues with my heart or my body or anything like that. Lots of tests, really huge, awesome hospital bill later. It's like, you're totally freaking fine. So it's all stress-related. One other medication that I'm on for stress-related is rosacea. I started to get rosacea on my face, on my cheeks, and my forehead. Again, stress-related. And so they put me on like an antibiotic and like a topical cream, and it cleared up within like a week or two. And now it's like completely gone, but to keep it at bay, I'm still doing the topical. And yeah, so that's part of my my wonderful hand that I've been dealt is I'll be 40 in a month, and I'm on multiple medications, all related to anxiety and stress and everything else. So, you know, so we're trying to smile through the pain, laugh through it, and just keep on keeping on. But yeah, that I cut my hair. So to circle back, I cut my hair because I honestly thought maybe that was adding to the acne. I was like, what is going on? What is this? So it cleared up very quickly. But yeah. The economy's vary wildly depending on the server. I've watched too many make money fast videos which just wouldn't work on my server. Right. Dimitri says the economy itself will run players out of the game the way it is currently structured. Right. Again, as today's topic says, New World players are too strong. We have way too much control over the game, and there is a short road coming if they don't curb some of the player influence. Like, as I said in my video, a correction for the economy is allowing players to sell something at a flat rate. Just, it doesn't go to anybody, right? It doesn't go to anybody. You just sell it into the trade market at a flat rate. Well, that would control people selling something for an exorbitant cost or just completely undercutting the market like I do sometimes. And my undercutting of the market isn't really that significant, but when you flood the market with a resource and then it suddenly gets devalued, the people that go and farm that resource can't do anything with it. However, if there was a flat rate trade rate they could get essentially from an NPC, it would curb it and it would stabilize over time. Oh, that's good. The oils in your hair are notorious for causing acne. Yeah, well, cutting my hair didn't help, so I finally went and saw a dermatologist. Rosacea is common in middle-aged women, and if you're not a middle-aged woman and you get it, it's usually caused by stress. So yeah. And that's why it would just randomly clear up, because I'd feel better, I'd have like a nice relaxing weekend, and it would clear up. And then Monday afternoon, I'd get off the phone with Creature, and I'd go upstairs, and I'd be completely broken out. Not because of him, but because of like just the day, the stress, the annoyances, and all of that. And then I'd get off the phone, and bam, like I'd be all broken out on my forehead. So I actually like the chaos. It's up to me to discover the gaps in the market. But the problem with that, though, is that there aren't gaps in the market. What are you talking about? It's some aspects of the market on some servers are completely ruined, and the only way you're going to fix it is if you give people a way to get rid of their stuff. You know what I mean? Just to confirm, today's topic is government regulation of markets. Right, you know, like the libertarian in me is like, oh no, what am I advocating for? I had a good discussion with my friends about this the other night. It's like, there's a line, right? Where's the line? How do you establish a line? Like, at what point does intervention have to take place? Because if not, it'll descend into chaos driven by greed, right? Chaos driven by greed is the result if you just don't do anything, right? And then if you do too much, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be somewhere in the middle, right? Somewhere in the middle. Try CBD, bro, and some sun. You sound like every other stupid mental health quack on the internet, right? Like you read a blog and that's your suggestion, right? I have a suggestion. Don't tell people that have actual mental health problems your armchair advice, because you're not helping them. Like, you're not helping them. I see a professional that helps me with these issues, right? You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of streamers out there that'll be like, yeah, dude, CBD, weed, and go for a walk and meditate. And it's like, thank you for your completely platitudinous armchair advice that is essentially a form of self-medication that doesn't get at the underlying causes of the anxiety. Appreciate it very much. This is why I always point people to professionals. I understand you're probably saying it, and you're well intended, right? You have good intentions with what you're saying, right? But you have no idea where I am and what's wrong with me and how I'm working through it. You know what I'm saying? That's why Americans all out of whack with their medications, but okay. Yes, you are clearly educated and smart enough to commentate on the medicinal system in America, but okay. I always like how people end with "but okay," like that somehow settles the issue. I'm with America. We had a little blip there. It bumped us ingest servers. I don't know why. We're not. I don't know why. It hasn't done that in a while. You know what I mean? Just wish well. I understand. I said, I understand that, like, what you're saying is probably well intended. You're attempting to say, hey, try this or do this, right? I understand. That's well intended. My point is that when someone expresses that they have issues with anxiety, right? Being like, dude, just take CBD and get some sun. It's like, okay, thanks. That might not help me at all. One of the main reasons advice like that is unhelpful, because if you give that advice to somebody and they try it, it'll help. It'll help for a time, right? It'll help for a time. And when you do that, then they go back and they relapse or they start having problems again, right? When that happens, then they suddenly feel worse because the thing that you said helped you didn't help them. So now they get to add in sort of shame into the blender of their problem, right? Is like, well, now this person said that this really helped them. And the thing is that treating symptoms always helps for a time. It will. If right now someone with paralyzing anxiety took some CBD, drank water, and then went on some walks, they would probably feel a little bit better for a time, right? They would. It would help them for a time. And then it would probably return, sometimes with a vengeance, and now they feel worse because they're like, well, that didn't help, that didn't work, I must be worse off than I thought. I must be worse than that person. Do you see? If you don't actually get to the underlying issue, anything can help. You can literally take a walk and feel better for a little bit, right? Guys, if the audio is glitching out, just refresh. We were having a nice uptick there. I freaking swear, every time we're having a nice uptick and a strong start, that freaking happens. Every time. It bumps us ingest servers. I don't know why they do that. It's got to be something to do with maybe if you are showing signs of like a quick high viewership stream, they think, oh, you need to be on these ingest servers. I don't know. Didn't that one chick give you some kind of CBD or whatever and you had a bad reaction to it? No, I was given high concentrate THC and I wasn't told what was in it, which is essentially a crime. But yeah, it wasn't CBD. It was high concentrate THC, which you're not supposed to consume if you're not used to it. And you're not supposed to give it to other people if they're not used to it. And you're not supposed to give it to other people and not tell them what it is. Yeah, a CBD doesn't get you high, that's right. I'm just saying a mental health stream seems like it would be well received. Well, here's the thing, Rad, and I know you're up for it. And so, and as am I. We need to get to a place where there's like a container for it, right? we need like a container for it. So we got to get to a place where like I'm having like a rhythmic delivery over there, and then we could say, okay, this would be a good day to do that, right? Isn't there a mental health day or something where people stream all day for donations? I mean, there's always like a mental health day, month thing. I feel like every other week it's like International Mental Health Day. I'm like, didn't we just do this hashtag? Not that I'm against it. It just, I feel like every time I blink, we're doing that. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone going through it is just to be there and do nothing. Right. I just, the common thing now is to just say that. They're like, yeah, just get some CBD, just smoke some weed. Like, it's just not helpful, right? It just isn't helpful. Lono was basically drugged with THC so potent it can potentially cause visual effects. I didn't have the visual effects. I had cold sweats on the back of my neck. I felt nauseous. I was struggling. I was having a hard time staying upright and standing. So I didn't have visual effects. At least I don't think I did. I'm a little fuzzy because we got to the movie theater and I don't really remember seeing the movie. I don't. I remember watching it later and being like, I don't remember any of this. So I'm excited for the new Lono story, by the way. You've been through a lot, and I feel it will help for people to see the full story. It's opened my eyes to more what happens behind the scenes. Well, and you'll find out tomorrow. I'll have a whole video on, like, tomorrow's video is why. Why are we doing this? Like, what's the point? Why did I wait? Why do I want to do it now? That's going to be the video tomorrow. So, yo, what's good, Big Mad Mo? How are you? It'd be pretty fun to hang out with High. I don't mind a little recreational, like, weed. That's what I was always accustomed to. Like, somebody would have, like, a J, and it'd get passed around, and everybody feels kind of good, feels kind of loose, and you watch a movie and eat some snacks, and that's it. Like, that's the generation I came from. I didn't come from this generation that wants to, like, go to another planet in their brain. Like, that wasn't what I was trying to do, right? You're passing it around. I'm figuring this is pretty lightweight, Sincere apology, didn't mean to trigger anything. Well, I mean, I didn't hit you too hard. I didn't hit you too hard. But my point is when somebody is expressing that they're dealing with anxiety, I genuinely think that you should not do what you did. I don't think that it is helpful. I don't. So. It's really strong forms that can cause visual effects. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I've not heard that. This was like a 75 to 85% concentrate. That's been proven. That's what I was given. So, I mean, imagine doing that. Imagine giving somebody something and not telling them what it is. Like, that's insane to me. That's insane to me. That's a hop, skip, and a jump from putting something in somebody's drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't far away from that. It ain't far away. They're definitely cousins. They are cousins. Because the potency at that level, I mean, you have to tell somebody what you're giving them. They didn't give you the DMT pen. That's how you go to another world. It was some kind of a vape pen, though. It was some kind of a vape pen. I don't know what a DMT pen is. I am not from that world, man. I am not from that world. I was completely ignorant. I was like, I did not have a clue. I thought the way... This was my assumption. So this is my naivety coming in here, okay? This is me being naive. I thought this is the way that they're using it, right? Yeah, it was a vape pen. The way that they're using it, consistently hitting it and letting others consistently hit it, I thought, man, that's got to be just some low-level nothing. Because how often it was being hit, right? I thought, surely this is either, you know, flavored tobacco or just like weed. You know what I mean? That was my assumption. I thought it had like a smell, kind of smelled nice, and they were hitting it so often. My assumption, which was a terrible assumption, was, oh, this is pretty low. This is pretty low potency. Who on earth would be... And I one hit, and my legs went wobbly. My legs went wobbly within 60 seconds. I fell into a wall, and they were like, "Are you okay?" Like I couldn't walk. We were walking back to the hotel. So you got to be super freaking careful with that stuff, man. It's like, so like when Chappelle talked about that in his one stand-up, where like he said he took one hit and like everything slowed down. I was like, I know exactly what that's like. Like, he said there was, like, the people in the crowd were like, yeah, you know? And he said it, I mean, he literally bombed, and the people could tell something was wrong with him. People could tell there was something wrong with him, and so when he told that story, I was like, that's exactly what it was like. It was like, it was so unsettling to be like, what, one? And I can't I can't stand? What the frick? It was freaky. You know how in the movies, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, and he drugs Mr. White to make him go to sleep. In the episode with the fly, he like puts sleeping pills in his coffee or whatever. And like, you know, Mr. White's starting to get drowsy or whatever. They always do that in movies though, right? They're like, oh, what's happening? Oh, did you drug me? And then they fall down. You know what I mean? Good people of Detroit, hear me. You will never get your money back. I love it. He is a master. He's a master of doing that. He does the sucker punch at the end. I love it. Oh. 2 ounces in a month. I smoke 2 ounces in a week or less. Whew. I don't mess with carts myself. Things mess me up too much. Too much potency really makes me anxious and freaked out. Yeah, I was immediately in a panic. Yeah, I mean, because number one, you already get paranoid a lot of the times. Like, that's a thing, right? You already do. That's like underlying a lot of the times. In addition to that, though, you know, it's terrifying to be like, I'm having a bad reaction here. Like, I'm having a problem. Like, I was having trouble swallowing. I was like, am I having an allergic reaction? Like, is my throat gonna close? Like, I was freaking out. Like, it was like, I was like at one point, I was like, I'm gonna die. They're gonna roll me out of here in an ambulance. You know what I mean? Where's a good place to do harvesting? Is a good place still at the beginning in First Light? I gotta pay the property tax on my house. It's $690. I'll pay it. I feel like New Light's a great place because there's hemp everywhere, but my harvesting is at 50, so I should probably go to a place where there's like decent level stuff to harvest. Because man, I was doing the skinning last night in that one area. I'm like 138, man. It was flying. It was flying. Here, I'll show you. I'm just in town right now. I'm just in town. Why am I off? Oh, I remember why we did that. You may have also had an allergic reaction to the carrier oil for the THC. Really? You can have an allergic reaction to that? I just can't imagine giving that to somebody then. Like, I have a daughter with an allergy, and we have friends who have kids with allergies, and we were like hyper, super, extra careful. We had a cookout, and a little girl had been eating something that had stuff in it that this little boy couldn't have, and she went to help him open his snack, and we took it from him. We're like, we'll get you a fresh bag. Like, that's how careful we are with things that you can have an allergy to, you can have an allergic reaction to. My dad can't vape anything with propylene glycol. That's crazy. If you're in an unknown area. Yeah, if you're around people, yeah, it can definitely get worse. Yeah, the paranoia can get worse. Where's this spot, Salty? Where am I supposed to go for harvesting? I smoked it daily for years until 2 months ago. Never realized what a negative effect it was having on me until I quit. I feel like a different, better person now. Oh yeah. It's I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but man, that every day, I feel like that has just got to be, I don't know. You can have mild reactions to the oils. I know a couple of my friends that vape, and they constantly stay away from particular oils for that reason. I mean, I would say cold sweats in a trouble swallowing. Like, it was like my throat felt like it did. I don't know if it felt scratchy, but I definitely felt sick. A 6 spot coming in. Well, it's actually a $1.44. A $1.44 for me to stand and spin. I'm not standing and spinning. I'll let you see the full shirt though. There you go. X-Men, it's Wolverine fighting Omega Red. Make sure and use that shirt command. It'll take you over to the Marvel collection. Lono went straight Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but no lie. Should have realized that you don't smoke and took you home. Those weren't your friends. If you'd have been me. Oh, yeah. Well, they said they'd keep an eye on me. They said they'd keep an eye on me because I was having such a hard time. Yo, half an hour ago, I should have called this out. R. Jenks, are you here? Thank you so much. R. Jenks 91 did the green light special. Red, yellow, and green. They did the whole stop. They did the whole stoplight. You know what I'm saying? The whole traffic light. Thank you so much for ordering all 3 colors of the Rageless Roast. We greatly appreciate that. You're making me the map now? Okay, thanks, Salty. Yeah, I gotta get my harvesting up. That was what I was gonna do this morning while we were hanging out. Rambo and a few other 80s action heroes on it. Came in the mail. Oh, nice. Yeah, get those coffee orders in. My wife has been printing them off every night, and her and the kiddos, man, they've been slamming those deliveries out. People are already tweeting their Frickmas roast. I saw this person got banned for the 5th or 6th time. It's so predatory. Yeah, okay, so this is why I want to start to be able to put personal content on Presents, because I would love to do a 4-minute video on why that's adult content and why it's disgusting. And on a website with no age barrier, I actually think it's wrong. I do. The more I've thought about it, the more I've been like, no, no. You wouldn't put pole dancers in Chuck E. Cheese. Well, their clothes are staying on. You know what I mean? Yoga pant wearing pole dancers in Chuck E. Cheese. Just go for it. I'm going to add that one to the list. Write it down. Yeah, Creature's DMing me. He's like, anytime you have an idea about a personal video, write it the frick down. All right. Twitch adult content, right? Twitch adult content. The individual is pushing links to personal adult content being sold on Purple. They all do that. They all do it. They all break the rules. They all do it. They put a link tree, right? Like, check my link tree, and then their link tree goes to adult places that sells adult content. Get the frick out of here. Stop trying to tell me that your 13 and up website doesn't have adult content on it, because it does. And advertisers should be just bailing on that platform. Get the frick out. Get out. They're literally streaming adult content to children. People should be very, very angry about this, and no one is. Do you want to know why? Because the new era of, like, empowering women is making it to where nobody can have a conversation about it. Nobody, because it's judgmental, and I'm sure a whole bunch of other token stupid buzzwords that require no thought and latch power out of the air so that no one can have a freaking conversation about it. 13 and up platform with adult content on it. Get the frick out of here. We're all equal, then you can take criticism. Like, you can take criticism. Shut the frick up and quit putting adult content on a website that kids watch. Sweetwater Hazy IPA should be available at your Total Wine. Sweetwater Hazy? I think I've heard of this. Because when we would go to Mellow Mushroom, they had a Sweetwater sign when we would walk in. They've got the IPA variety pack, but then they have the 420 pale. They don't have the hazy. Wait, I have to scroll down. No, here it is. Sweetwater Hazy IPA. Is it like an orange box? All right, I added it. The new trend requires people to make up new words to win arguments. Well, no, you just label. Whatever. I'm up to speed now. I don't use it anymore. Site's garbage. Yeah. Oh, I'm coming off the leash. Folks. You understand this, right? Like, our goal with SNTR Presents is I'm going to start to do videos, maybe even streams, AMAs, and I'm like, let me tell you about, let's see here. What have we written down? Let's talk about how the fact that Twitch streams adult content to children, as an example. Own it. Have some freaking integrity and own it. Own the fact that that's what you're putting on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Go to a kid's 13-year-old birthday party, all right, and hire a dancer. And as long as she's wearing yoga pants and keeps her clothes on, no one should complain, right? $20 from Sorcerer of Havoc. Someone say alcohol? Here's some for your favorite Andy Gator. Yo, I got some in the fridge right now, Sorcerer. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you taking care of that fund. Oh, man. This is not factual, chat. There's very much a leash. Oh, whatever. I'm coming off the leash a little bit. The leash is getting longer. So what we're going to be doing is we want SNTR Presents to be a home for more personal content, for content that's more driven by like my opinion or discussions and back and forth with you guys. This channel over here, we're just going to continue to let do its thing. We're enjoying what we do over here. We think that you guys are enjoying. We think you guys are enjoying what we do over here. So, and we appreciate it very, very much. But we definitely want to give that channel content. You know what I'm saying? It's almost a 50,000 sub channel, and we're giving it nothing. The little 30-minute videos were good, but I just don't think that was gonna. I don't think that was gonna work long term. You're gonna play Hellblade for the first time. I'm excited. Wear headphones. SNTR presents Spicy Lono. Enjoy is a little strong. Shut up, Zubair. And I am recording. If you guys didn't see, I retweeted it. I'm getting to work with Vanessa again. I'm getting to work with the Gothics again. And I'm very, very excited because I'm in a much different headspace this time. And we're going to be recording this afternoon for her episode that'll hit this Friday. So we got a really, really full day a really full week of stuff for you. So tomorrow on SNTR Presents, the prelude to the Say No to Rage story will hit. We will follow it with an AMA. And then Thursday, episode 1 will hit. And then we will follow that with an AMA. Episode 1 is probably one of the most important ones in the entire series, so you're definitely not going to want to miss that. We have noticed that the bulk of the subscribers, no, it's grifting with Gothics, I think is what she calls it. Cancel This is a different one. I think I'm going to be on grifting with Gothics. She tweeted it and she said the name of it. I'm fairly certain that's the title of it. The Grift. Lots of hemp in these areas. Also, other alchemical plants. Where the frick is that on the map? You're all zoomed in. It's called the Grift. Throw my content plan out the window, see how we're rolling. What was it? What do you mean content plan? That's what we said we were gonna do. We said Prelude Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and then episode 1 Thursday. That's what you said. What do you mean? Oh, that's Windsward? Okay, hang on a second. Let me pull up in the map. Let's see. Windsward. You've got around a fork in the road. Let's see. And there's, it's right above me. Sorry. It's over on the edge of the territory. It looks like below the fort. So you're saying in this area here, there's a lot. Okay. All right, let me do that, and then we'll fast travel down to Windsward. We're trying to get our harvesting up. It's fine. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's what we said. What do you mean? That's what you said. We had like a 3-hour conversation. That's what we said. We said Wednesday, Prelude. We said that. Did we not? We never changed. As far as I knew, we didn't change. It was Prelude Wednesday, episode 1 Thursday. The only disagreement we had was I wanted to do the AMA after the Prelude. You wanted to do the Prelude like late in the evening or something. I was like, no. I want to do the Prelude in the afternoon and do an AMA. So we can kind of set the stage, the standard, and the rules. That's what we said. I know that's what we said. We talked too much. I think sometimes we talk so much we forget like the first hour of the conversation. What do you mean? Today is Wednesday? Don't freaking do that. I just checked. I was like, oh my gosh. That's not funny, man. Found Lock and Key on Netflix. No, I've not seen it. Is it any good? Check the minutes of the meeting. My plan was entire series runs one episode every Thursday. Yeah, no, that's what I just told them. No, I told them that. Every Thursday. Every time the one hits, it hits on Thursday. That doesn't mean we can't do other things over there while the series is running. We're not going to wait for the series to end to start doing other content over there. Holy frick, the series is going to end up being like 16 weeks long. The Saint of Rage story is literally going to be like a 15 or more part series, and we're doing one a week. Maybe we're crossing the night. Except you're running an episode tomorrow and Thursday. Yeah, that's what we said. We said Prelude on Wednesday, and then the very next day, Thursday, episode 1. I must have misunderstood you. I swore that's what you said. I must have misunderstood. I thought it was bam, hit Wednesday with the Prelude, bam, hit Thursday with episode 1 to like kickstart it. Like bam, bam. And then every week from now on, it'll be every Thursday. Okay. We must have just... Okay, that was just a misunderstanding. That's fine. It's a good mystery show? Oh, okay. I mean, I like a good mystery. Aren't there higher level plants I should be harvesting, though, if I'm in the 50s? Is this going to be effective? Because I have tracking. I have tracking now. Oh, I see. There are some high level plants in this area. These don't count, do they? Does Bull Rush count for harvesting? No, it doesn't. Yeah, there's hemp usually around. I found the hemp to be really plentiful down in the one the first place, First Light or whatever the frick it's called. 46 harvesting from those frontal caps. I don't know. Somebody might have already cleared this area out. Is it you're just all around the water is what you're saying. Okay. We'll look. Lock and Key is produced by Carlton Coos, who made that Binfire lost, so beware. Oh, shut the frick up. I'm rewatching Lost. I love that show. I like Lost. Oh, here we got some hemp. Yeah, see, I have tracking. I should be able to find this stuff easy. Easy peasy, I should be able to find this stuff, because I've got the tracking on the radar. Tier 3 hotspot fishing. Oh, the freaking hemp is respawning right in front of me, so somebody must have just come through here. The path, there is more of a route, similar to where you learn how to rotate it. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This will work. This will just give me something to do while we talk. So if you guys are new, we do like covering New World. We are going to be bringing back variety gaming news and variety gaming coverage, but New World coverage will continue. The plan is that we would start the day with variety and whatever we feel is pressing in gaming news, and then I haven't done episode 1 yet. I'll get it ready. Yeah, we've got time. We've got time, and we don't look. You don't need to add that much. You don't need to add that much, homie. I'm not that concerned about the production. I feel like I did a pretty good job just kind of sitting there talking. I know some of the other episodes we're going to have to do a lot more, though. Oh, there's Rivercrest here. That's worth 90 on the harvesting. Anyway, so what we imagine doing is... So today, let's imagine what today would have looked like if variety coverage had returned to today. We would have done a variety gaming show in the morning, and then we would have pivoted to New World gameplay, and we would have kickstarted New World gameplay with the talk that I gave you guys this morning about how I think the players are too powerful. I think they have too much of an influence over what is happening in the game. And I outlined several ways that I think that. There is the invasions, they're blocking people from being involved. There's the wars, they're blocking people from being involved. There is the economy that is completely jacked up on some servers. So there needs to be some stabilization implemented in some of the servers to keep things from becoming too off kilter. So I thought I knew what was going on in the show until the ending. After that, loss makes no sense. Well, I think that's the problem, is everybody misunderstands the final season. They don't get it. They're like, so they were dead the whole time? We had a big knockdown, drag-out fight about this about a week ago. I had people passionately telling me that they were dead the entire time. I was like, no, they weren't. His dad explains it. It makes perfect sense, but nobody was, I guess, listening. I don't know. I think if you binge it, it makes way more sense. I think the problem was people watched it week to week and they just got confused. They didn't remember, or they didn't keep things straight, and it made it tough. I think when you binge it, it's a little bit easier to keep all that straight. So, can you explain it? You want me to explain the ending of Lost? Basically, the final season. So seasons 1 through 5. All right, let's establish this first. Seasons 1 through 5 establish either a flash back or a flash forward. There are two types of flashes, okay? They either go back to show you something that happened, or they kind of bamboozle you in season 4 with flash forwards, and you don't know they're flash forwards at first. Okay, you don't know they're flash forwards. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, spoilers, right? You don't know they're flash forwards. Okay, so season 1 to 3, it's very obvious. Every time they do a flashback where they're not on the island, it's a flashback to their life before the island. Okay, then they start doing flash forwards in season 4, and you realize it when the famous "we have to go back, Kate." When that happens, you realize you've been watching the future, and you know that they got off. Somebody, somehow, some of them got off the island. At the very least, you know that Jack and Kate have gotten off of the island, because he says, we have to go back. And then, in the final season, they do what I refer to as a flash sideways. Okay, it's a flash sideways. It's actually a flash forward because it's the future. It's where they end up after they die. Okay, Where they end up after they die is like a fantasy version of their life that they created. So their afterlife is interwoven because their lives were so interwoven in such a strong and potent way. Their afterlife is also interwoven, and so they're living out fantasies. Jack has a son. Sawyer is a cop. These are all things that are sort of, wait a minute, this isn't true. This isn't the life that they lived. What the frick is going on, right? And they're essentially flash forwards because this is where they end up after they die. Jack actually dies on the island. You see him die, okay? And he ends up in this flash. People call them flash sideways, but they're not really flash sideways. They're actually flash forwards. It's like, well, this is where they ended up. This is where they go after they die. It's their quote unquote afterlife, okay? And so people got confused. Yeah, Sun was like married. Yeah, that's right. Sun was married to somebody else. Her and Jin were not together. It was super weird. Why that? I never understood that one. But that was what confused everybody. Everybody gets to the end. They're like, well, I guess they were dead the whole time. It's like, no, they were not dead the whole time. They actually lived out their lives, many of them on the island. Like, Hurley tells Benjamin Linus, you were a good number 2. Hurley basically became the leader. He became the one that they trusted to lead them and kind of run things, and Ben was his number 2. They don't say that just because it's nice and quaint. They're referring to reality. You know what I mean? Was Lost really that great? Oh, yes. You don't think that all those other shows that tried to do similar weird sort of things like that, like weird happenings and stuff, all those other shows that cropped up were trying to do the Lost thing. They were trying to do the it's almost like if Stephen King wanted to make a TV show and not have it be, like scary or rated R. That's kind of what started to happen. It was like The Green Mile. It's like the mystical sort of mysterious powers or unexplained phenomenon, is kind of the new era that Lost ushered in. Under the Dome, there was the one on HBO where the people disappeared. The Vanished or whatever I forget what it was called. There's the one that I think is still going, isn't it? Where suddenly a plane lands and it's been missing for like 5 years or 3 years or something. People missed what it's actually about, but that's okay. What did people miss about that Lost was actually about? What are you talking about? What was it actually about? Enlighten us. I've seen the show like 5 or 6 times. The Leftovers. Yeah, The Leftovers. That one was super weird. They just like disappeared. Just gone. Yeah, Manifest is the one where all of a sudden they come back. And they're like, your plane's been gone for 3 years or whatever. I'm telling you, Lost influenced all that entire like genre of TV that suddenly started cropping up. That was all influenced by Lost. That was their doing. Lost became a global hit. That's how big the show was. It was a character-driven show, and no one knew what was going on. Everyone was trying to theorize like what the island was. There were people that thought it was like a UFO. I actually thought that was a pretty good theory. So, Breaking Bad's better than all of them. I mean, yeah, Breaking Bad's probably the greatest television show ever made, but that's a whole other story. Twin Peaks was my generation's Lost. Right. Yeah. They were dead the whole time, right? Yeah, that's like a gag now in the stream. I got so heated. I was like, no. The one guy's like, if you try to educate me on Lost, you're gonna find yourself not being very successful. The Wire has entered the chat. No. I don't think anybody unseats Breaking Bad. Wire might come close. Breaking Bad's way overrated. I think overrated is the most useless statement to make about content. It just means that you didn't like it and it was popular. That's all overrated means. Overrated simply means something was really popular and I didn't like it. That's all overrated ever means. Like, this actress, this musician, this movie was overrated. So it's usually something that's critically acclaimed and insanely commercially successful, and you just didn't like it. Anthony Hopkins said that Breaking Bad was one of the greatest things TV shows he had ever consumed. He said it was like a great Shakespearean epic. Like friggin' Anthony Hopkins. Lost was Limbo, not Dead or Alive technically. False. That is not true. At the end, they did end up in an in-between, but that is false. Seasons 1 through 5, there is no limbo. There is no in-between. They are actually alive and on the island. They come to and from the island. They go back to their normal, they go back to civilization. Some of them. It's not limbo. In the final season, when it flashes forward and they're like living out these fantasy lives, that you could call a limbo or a purgatory or whatever. But the show was not, that's not what the show was about. You love the Big Bang Theory? I think my mom likes the Big Bang Theory. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I don't think it's funny at all. It's one of the greatest TV show episodes ever made. Yeah, dude. That one is good. It doesn't mean Dead or Alive. It's the in-between. Right, it's the in-between. They end up in an in-between Well, no, that's not true then. If you define limbo as not dead or alive, I mean, they die. They don't show everyone's death. They don't. But when they die, they end up in this, like, fantasy afterlife. The literal creator of the show said it all happened. Right, like, what's good, Ginger? Yeah, that show is phenomenal. I did not expect that show to impact me the way that it did. It was really, really good. It was really, really good. I don't know the episode names. I watched it once and I'll never watch it again. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy rewatching Breaking Bad, Eugene, but there's so many things that I forgot that I'm enjoying it. Like, I did not remember. I knew that Hank ended up injured, shot, or whatever. I didn't remember how it happened. And when it was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. Like, I really have been enjoying rewatching it, surprisingly enough. Yeah, no, they were not dead the whole time. He said, explaining that footage of the plane wreckage at the end of the show was meant to act as a buffer. We thought, let's put those shots of the plane wreckage at the end to show it, and it'll be a little buffer and a lull. And when people saw the footage of the plane with no survivors, it exacerbated the problem. But the characters definitely survived the plane crash and were really on a very real island. At the very end of the series, though, yep, they were all dead, and they meet up in heaven for the final church scene. Yeah, like, I never understood why people struggled to grapple with that. I don't know. Yeah, we were watching Better Call Saul, and my wife and I enjoyed it. We might have to start that one up again, because I liked it. We were really, really enjoying it. I forget why we fell off with it. King's Convenience. Yeah, people are telling me Ted Lasso is up there with Creek. I listened to your intro, says Deadly Dad Gaming, and I do agree. They need to add NPC vendors that can sell back certain items for a set amount of gold. This will help set a baseline for the economy and prevent the bottom from falling out. This guy wants to duel? No. I'm good, bud. Thanks, though. Thanks for the offer. I'm just out here gathering my plants. Can't hurt me, brother. It's not how it works. I guess he's going to follow me and pester me until I duel him. Not sure if you read a lot, but my father and wife read a series from Ted Decker. It was like Green, Red, Blue or something. They say it was phenomenal. Huh. I need to pick up the Wheel of Time again and finish it. I stalled out in like book 11 or something. I stalled out in book 11. And the Wheel of Time series is coming to Amazon in like November. So sadly for me, I couldn't get into Breaking Bad. I kind of don't watch drugs, police, TV series, movies in general. Just for me, no likey for shows. I mean, I don't know why you'd have that preference. I mean, if you got personal things in your life, or maybe I don't know, who knows, you lost people to drugs or something. I can understand that. The Breaking Bad definitely never seems to. They never put it into a position of like, yeah, this is good that he's doing this. I sold out on book 11 is a storytelling problem. No, that is not accurate at all. I sold out on book 11 because I other things happened and I just didn't have time to read. It's like a critically acclaimed series. It's like one of the most praised fantasy series in existence. Like it's massively popular. The storytelling is that would be like saying in the Redwall series. How many books are in Redwall? 30 or something. That'd be like saying, yeah, I kind of stalled out with Redwall in book 15. The books are phenomenal. Just because you stall out doesn't mean it's bad storytelling. You know how people dislike seasons 7 and 8? That's how I feel about Breaking Bad. What? Oh man, I'm so mad that we don't have repeat theater because we were rewatching Breaking Bad for repeat theater. I was very much looking forward to like talking it through the symbolism at the end, the use of color, like it all came back around. And I've noticed now their use of color throughout the show to establish like when Walt is in disguise. If he's Walt in disguise instead of Heisenberg. Like Heisenberg is green and Walt wears blue when he's in disguise. So it's like that's blue is his Superman glasses. When he's wearing blue, he's in disguise. He's Walter White. As soon as he's not wearing blue, he's frickin' Heisenberg, Looking forward to the Wheel of Time series. I hope they nail it. I really do. I hope it's good. At what age would you recommend starting to read Redwall with children? My daughter will be 7 and my son just turned 6, so I think right around there. Before 5, it might be a little too scary because there's death and there's fighting, but it's not like gratuitous. There are some times where it's not like super descriptive, but it's kind of like, ooh, that guy got killed. You know what I mean? He fell from a great height or whatever. It might just be a little spooky if you do it prior to like 5. And every kid's different too. Every kid is different. So your kid might be totally fine to listen to it, and they're invading or they're fighting or they're trying to hide from the bad guys or whatever. Just a minute. Did anyone else notice there are global emotes? Yeah, there's global emotes on YouTube. We don't have global emotes though. Like the emotes that you pay for here, they're not global. That I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. With some of the updates that are apparently coming, it would obviously be nice. BTTV ones too. Yeah, I know BTTV did something recently with YouTube, like did some kind of an update. I've never done anything with BTTV. Yeah, I'm not seeing those. If you guys are putting emotes, like emote calls in chat, I'm not seeing them. I don't have the extension installed. Is New World worth buying? If you like this kind of game, I think New World is very easy to get your money's worth because it's only $40 and you could play strictly PvE, grind a character, go do stuff, meet people, run dungeons. I mean, you can literally sink hundreds of hours into the game before you kind of like run out or whatever. Oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's if you got BTTV installed. So is Breaking Bad after Gus dies? No, I disagree. I disagree. I thought that was so needed. It was so needed. They make it clear. They make it so clear in Breaking Bad that up to that point, he's absorbing the properties. Like he explains it in his chemistry speech at the very beginning of the show, taking on the properties of something else. He does it the entire time, from cutting the crust off the sandwich to there's another one. I forget the other one that he does. There's a handful of ways that they make it very, very clear he consumes the properties of those that he defeats or kills. And he does he basically becomes the villain. He supersedes his status as working for the villain and becomes the villain. You know what I mean? So it works. There's a reason that when he says I won, he's wearing the deepest, darkest green that he's ever worn in the show. That's on purpose. He is fully transformed. He has fully transformed. That is the whole point. That's why that's a part of his transformation. A part of his transformation is it's not believable. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know. I found it very believable. I thought it was excellent. You don't care that he dies, but the way they get him is exactly how you'd have to do it. Like, I don't know. Clearly Gus had like a kind of a weird streak. You know what I mean? He had kind of a weird, arrogant, vengeful streak, and that was his weakness. Every villain, every hero has a weakness, right? Oh, it's how it carries on after he dies. Oh, well, I'll have to take note. I'll have to watch and see if I pick up what you're talking about after he's out of the picture. After he's out of the picture, I'll have to pay attention. How crazy is it the creator remembered Cranston from one episode of X-Files that he did? Bryan Cranston? I don't remember Bryan Cranston in an episode of X-Files. My wife and I just rewatched that entire series recently. I would reverse my vasectomy to name a boy Gus. It's not that amazing of a name. Be better, name him Giancarlo, man. That's a name. Giancarlo Esposito. What a name. Bam. No More Half Measures is the one that I just watched. Walter wouldn't have survived. It's not believable that he carries on. See, but I thought that was how the show was supposed to feel. It was supposed to feel as if, and there's an episode that I think puts what you're saying into context, Eugene. In the episode with the fly, he tells Jesse that he's lived too long, right? He tells him he's lived too long. In his mind, there was an ideal time to die, right? Get what he needed done and then die, okay? And it's almost as if like that's his curse. That's his curse for what he did. His curse for what he did is that the cancer goes into remission and he can't be killed. It's almost like the universe judges him by not allowing him to die, right? Like, I don't know, because I don't think he likes the fact that he survived, but he's too much of a coward. He's too much of a coward, so he hides. Instead of facing the music and either getting arrested or letting people kill him, he just goes and hides. Survival takes over. And yet that's his curse. That's his curse. If you're just tuning in, we're talking Breaking Bad. And I did a talk at the beginning of this episode about New World and how I think the players are too strong. If you want to know my thoughts, feel free to hit subscribe and ask me what I think. I basically walked through the invasions, the wars, and the economy. Players are having too much of an influence over those things, whether it's disallowing people to partake in the invasions or the wars, or completely jacking up the economy. If you want to rewind to the beginning of the episode, it's a 4-minute segment where I outline what I think. I'd love to hear from you guys what you think if you are playing New World. If you found this video or clicked on this video through a search or a recommendation, I am noticing we are getting some more people coming in. So UK Stobbs with a resub, 6 months of paid membership. Hope you do a morning chat where you ask, what's your game of the year? Think it'd be a great and entertaining discussion. Keep up the work. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do an episode of Lono's games of the year or something like that. Like, here's everything that I thought nailed it. Spoiler alert, I changed my opinion on what I think game of the year is. So that'll be a fun video to make. It was also anger at losing his share of the company. He started with Gretchen and Elliot. Right. His transformation, man, when he tells her, when he's sitting in that restaurant, he says F you to her. Oh my gosh, just what a performance Cranston pulled off. What a frickin' performance, man. It's just excellent. I love player-driven economies in games as they can help add value to a wide range of content, says Ginger. But that's not saying New World is perfect and couldn't use some adjustments. Yeah, I think things are kind of going off the rails a little bit, Ginger. I worry that players will just feel a sense of futility and walk away and be like, I can't influence what's going on enough. I can't, No, it's not Ratchet. No, Ratchet's not my game of the year anymore. No more half measures. Yeah, that was good. Run. That was good. I bet Ratchet takes it, but that's not my game of the year. You love Jesse's character development? Yeah, I forgot the way he stands up to Gus in the one scene is just phenomenal. He tells him they're going to come back in here and you're going to shake hands, and Jesse says no, and literally stands up eye to eye, toe to toe with Gus, and is like, no, these guys use kids. I'm not going to shake their hand if that's the way you do business. Like, basically, like, you can go ahead and kill me. You know what I mean? What we're seeing in New World right now is a state of deflation where coin is being set as the most valuable resource because of taxes and wars. So there's a balance issue, in my opinion. Right, there's not an easy way. Acquiring coin is a challenge. It is a pain point. And when the economy has devalued resources in it, it becomes very, very difficult. It does. Psychonauts' game of the year? No. I mean, whatever awards that PlayStation Studios just celebrated, because Ratchet won game of the year at one of the first awards rankings. I don't even know if Psychonauts was in the running, man. I don't even know. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know if it was in the friggin' running. 90 harvesting on the Dragonfly stem. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Can't wait for the new Horizon game. February is about to be crazy. I hope every single game holds their launch in February, So then we can just be like, Destiny who? We're playing Elden Ring, suckers. You know what I mean? What a beautiful story that will be, that like I branched completely out of my comfort zone, have been loving Dark Souls, and then we'll be playing a From Software game when that expansion lands, and I'll be like, sorry, unless me telling my story shakes something loose and somebody finally decides to do the right thing, which I think is incredibly unlikely, but we're gonna call for it. What's your game of the year? My game of the year is Returnal, and I need to go back and do another run so I can see the rest of it. Ratchet, not even close? Really? Hang on a second. Hang on. I got to open up an image for you. I got to do this for you, man. This is a real important image, okay? This is a real important image for you, Mo. All right. I want you to see this. This is really important. Okay. Hang on a minute. Let's see. It doesn't fit on the screen. Hang on. There we go. This is a good image. This is a good image. There we go. So you said Ratchet's not even close? I wonder, does Psychonauts have an image? Does Psychonauts 2 have an image like this? Is their Metacritic an 89? And do they have, what is that? 4x2, 4, 6, 7, 4x7? What is that, 28 near perfect scores? Does Psychonauts have an image like this? I'm just curious, you know. There's 28 near perfect scores and an 89 on Metacritic. I'm just wanting to know if Ratchet's not even close. If this is not even close. You good? You good, bro? I'm just gonna leave it down in the corner, Mo. Just gonna leave it down in the corner, man. 28 near perfect scores, you know. It got a 17 out of 20. Game is trash. Near but not perfect. That's right, Hellfire. That's right. Well, near perfect's not perfect. No, my game of the year is Returnal. I give it to Returnal. Oh, it's got an 87. Okay. I mean, look. I will, I'm being cheeky, but, you know, Psychonauts has got an 87 on Metacritic and then a 7.5 from the users. That's actually very strong. That is very, very strong. I'll give credit where credit is due. I will. Psychonauts is not a bad game. But don't sit here and say Ratchet's not even close. Ratchet's got an 88 on Metacritic and an 8.7 from the users. An 8.7. That is frickin' strong. A user score of almost a 9? The frick out of here, dude. That's crazy. You're crazy, bro. User score, man. Whew. That's strong. That is strong. I give it to Returnal because I think Returnal is more ambitious. It's more I think it's more revolutionary. I think it is more creative and more, I think, I wouldn't say graphically impressive, but I think Returnal achieves things that Ratchet does not. That's what I think. Now, will Ratchet probably sweep every award ceremony that exists? Yes, it probably will. Returnal will likely win some awards. I bet you it wins sound design. I bet Returnal wins for sound design. And depending on what they classify it as, if it gets down into more narrow categories, where it's not up against Ratchet, Returnal will also take a ton of awards, I think. I think if Returnal is in a category and Ratchet is not, it's Returnal's to win. I think Returnal deserves a better shot at Game of the Year because it's a new IP. When I establish a Game of the Year, I give extra marks to a very successful new IP. This is why Ghost of Tsushima should have, in my estimation, I know I haven't played it yet, but in my estimation, Ghost of Tsushima should have beat The Last of Us 2 because it had a steeper hill to climb as a new IP, and I believe that should give it some advantage or leg up in the competition. I know I haven't played The Last of Us 2 yet, but I played The Last of Us 1, and I can't see the needle moving that much from 1 to 2 to beat Ghost of Tsushima, which I played Ghost of Tsushima in its totality, and I think it is by far one of the finest video games ever created. It's up there with Hellblade in my mind. So is Returnal. Like, I think my top 3 games of all time is Hellblade, Returnal, and Ghost of Tsushima. I do. I think they are 3 of the finest and most creative and most impactful, most meaningful games I have ever played. Ghost is not good? Sure. Do we need to find an image that to show you that Ghost of Tsushima is one of the greatest games ever created? Not even. Like how Ratchet's not even close, and it's got 28 near perfect scores, but it's not even close to Game of the Year. Can't wait for you to play Sekiro. I'm very excited to play Sekiro. I liked Sekiro when I played it the first time. You know what I mean? One of Lono's top 3 being a rogue. I've changed, haven't I? I really have changed. I played Dark Souls. One of my top 3 games of all time is a freaking rogue. Ghost is good, but it's just another open world clear map game. Been there, done that. What an absolute disservice and an inaccurate reductionist statement about the work of art that is Ghost of Tsushima. Come on. It's just another open world map clearing game. You and I did not play the same game, dude. You and I did not play the same game. You played it with American audio dub and didn't pay attention to the stories and the cutscenes. That's what. You played it and liked it. You didn't play it right then. You didn't play it right, dude. It's like watching a show while you're having a conversation and being like, I didn't think the story was that good. Okay. Did you actually play it or watch it? Last of Us 2 was as good as Last of Us 1, in my opinion. And I don't think that that's as good as Ghost. I don't. A new IP achieving what Ghost of Tsushima achieved, I don't think it can be reduced to, oh, it's just an open world map clearing game. Like, the frick did you just say? The frick? The frick did you just say? So the duels and the story and the artistry within just leveling your character, you did just another open world map clearing game. Excuse me. No. No. The ending? The ending? Are you kidding me? It's just a map clearing game? Did you play the ending? The duel at the end? Excuse me. You also didn't play Ghost until it was 60 FPS? Yeah, I waited until I could play it at 60. That is true. Jake's like, all right then. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You start talking about my family like that, but you start insulting my family. Lono, calm down. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's Ghost of Tsushima, dude. That's like if you talk smack about Hellblade, I'm gonna get out of the chair and take my earrings off. If you talk smack about Hellblade, we're fighting in the street. We are fighting in the street, dude. Oh man, where'd you get those frames? These are Gamer Advantage. I'd love to work with them again, but they work with people that are. I don't think I could align with that company. They recently indicated they'll be working with Rare Drop, and I can't align myself with a company that would work with those guys after what they did to me. It's just no way. I was considering it. I was considering like reaching out and saying, hey, hey, would love to work together again, blah, blah, blah. But then they tweeted they were working with those guys. And I was like, no, sorry. I'd rather make less money. Fundamentally disagree with the mention of their names. Why? I guess why hell you're not gonna tell people? Oh, Salt and Sacrifice is gonna be exclusive to the game store? That's gonna be a timed exclusive, I would imagine, right? Amped to try it. Oh, the Starstone dungeon? Did I do a review of Starstone? I thought Starstone was good. I did. I thought it was good. I liked it. I think you can have that one. I think the mechanics in Starstone are good. You can have that one, bud. Yum Yum Fire Truck. I'm letting you have it. If you don't take it, I'm gonna frickin' take it, bro. I'm I'm going to take it if you don't. Okay, fine. I'm just going to stand there. I want to reset the spawn cycle. There was a moment in Ghost, one of the later duels, where it just clicked and I felt like an unstoppable demigod parrying and dodging. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Did you just say Yum Yum Fire Truck? That was the guy's name in the game. Hellblade ain't nothing. I'll go put the kettle on, as it'll take you a while to get over here to Ireland, and we'll fight. Coffee in the street when you get here. Yeah. Put the kettle on. I'll be there momentarily. Do you take sugar? No, Takish. I'm sweet enough. I'm sweet enough. His nasty teeth. I'm sweet enough. He's awful. It's truly awful. Taking these herbs. Counting these rocks. Ghost is even better in lethal mode. We want to do a series with lethal mode. I just don't have time. I want to play the whole game in lethal. But it might be worth it just to go replay all the duels at lethal instead. But I would love to do an entire playthrough of that game on lethal. I just don't know if there would be an audience for it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I would freaking love that. Those nasty teeth meet the country average. That's right. Hence the saying, as greedy as a pig. They go through bone like butter. He is just awful. He is awful. Still the same thing. Ghost is another open world clear map game. Right, but I mean, we had this discussion the other day. You can say that about anything. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is just another Metroidvania. All you're doing is saying it's just another, and then you're just classifying it. Like, it's just another fighting game. It's just another first-person shooter. It's just another MMO. It's just, you see what I'm saying? You're literally just taking its category and acting like because it falls into a category, it doesn't innovate, add new things, tell a fresh story, do something other games haven't done. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't rob it of its uniqueness, its ingenuity, its creativity, and its artistry by being like, well, I'm going to strip it down to its base parts. It's just an open world map clearing game. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Lono's just another white guy. I mean, I am. Halo's just another Unreal Tournament ripoff. This guy's trying to roll to beat me to that fire thing, but I'm not going there. I'm going here. And see, I have Starstone tools, so you're not going to be able to get to this hemp before I do. Come on. Come over here. No, he didn't. I was trying to bait him. I understand, but it ain't it, sir. What do you mean it ain't it? Ghost of Tsushima has been acclaimed and praised everywhere. Everywhere. When you strip it of the details, it's got nothing special. Right, like that's like going to like a world-class pizza shop or a 5-star steak restaurant. You're like, well, it's just another ribeye. Like, no. Everything they do to it is why it's so much better. It's got it's you know, there is something special to it, you know? You can have that one, Jack. There you go. You can have that one. I let you have that one. Kind of sounds like how Lono talks about Cyberpunk. No, I've never stripped down Cyberpunk to its base parts and been like, it's just another first-person shooter. It's just another open-world first-person shooter. I will literally eviscerate Cyberpunk at like 10 layers, and before I'm done, you won't even be able to keep up with everything I'll criticize about Cyberpunk. Do you honestly want me to do it? Like, how bad is Cyberpunk? Let me count the ways. I could write a frickin' song. I've never stripped down Cyberpunk to its base parts and been like, it's just another open world first person shooter RPG. I've never, ever, ever done that. I criticized the pacing at the beginning. I criticized the inclusion of extremely lengthy tutorials for things that are not foundational to the game. I've criticized its absolute abhorrent quality as far as bugs and glitches. I've criticized its lack of sense of direction. I've criticized the fact that, like, you don't even really feel like what you're doing is having an impact on your character's power and strength. Like, come on. There are levels and layers to how freaking bad Cyberpunk is. It's like a 10-layer cake where every layer is made from a different piece of animal crap. Like, and in this layer here, oh, you see that? Wafted in your face. Smells like a burning tire. Yes, that's cow dung. And then the layer above that, yes, that's local dog poopy. Like, that's how bad fricking Cyberpunk is. It's a layered cake where every layer is a different layer of crap. That's how bad that game is. Don't act like I've just dismissed Cyberpunk as like it's just another first-person shooter open world RPG. I've never, ever done that. I played the game, I went through the entire tutorial, and it's a heaping, steaming pile of crap. It's an embarrassment to CD Projekt Red. It shouldn't even exist on the older consoles. It's a joke. It is a bad game. And just because you ate around the fat doesn't mean it's good and worthy of praise. Cyberpunk messes up so badly you don't need to generalize to criticize. And then Mo just going full troll. You know it's better than Ghost, right? Cyberpunk is one of the top 5 games I've never played. I played it on high and PC, so I didn't have problems most people had. I love the story and the characters. Yeah. Tell us how you really feel. It's awful. It's awful. It's insulting to my intelligence that people try and act like I didn't give it a fair shake either. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I played it like 4 times. I finally got to the end of the tutorial. People are like, well, yeah, now's when the real game starts. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Here's a 35-minute tutorial on hacking through cameras. You're going to do it 2 more times in the entire scope of the game. But we just took 35 minutes in a 4-hour tutorial to break down how it works. Frickin' snooze fest. So thematically dissonant from the rest of the game. Like, what the frick am I doing right now? And look, fair is fair. Fair is fair. I criticize that in Ghost of Tsushima. I think one of the worst things they do in Ghost of Tsushima is the suddenly Jin is like samurai Batman detective, like looking at tracks in the mud and looking at spilled rice. Like, what the frick am I doing right now? It's thematically dissonant. Why the frick am I doing this, right? Fair is fair. Games do that. They take too many things off the shelf and it doesn't fit. You know what I mean? You can take 11 herbs and spices out of your pantry and dump it on a pizza, but it's not going to taste very good because it's not thematically lined up with how a pizza is supposed to taste, right? Don't trust Sven. He loves Cyberpunk. His opinions are instantly suspect. So we got more PS guys here. You doing good? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, imagine saying a game is better than Ghost and you haven't even played Ghost. You know what I'm saying? With enough time... With enough time, Batman could make Cyberpunk better. That's right. Give it enough time. Give it enough time. You know? I will agree with that criticism. There were too many times I was like, where's the tiny circle in the environment I need to move this along? Yeah, it's just so unnecessary, Zubair. It's so unnecessary. He could walk up to the scene, you press one button, and Jin would, like, make his observations, and then you would just continue on and follow the tracks. Like, I don't need to walk up to the teeny dot on the mud where like he's gonna get down and be like, you know, and you're like, oh cool, he noted that they went to the north. Like, I don't need that. It doesn't add to the story. That's become a channel meme, and I love it. I absolutely love that meme. It's like my favorite. Well, given enough time, you know, Batman could fix Cyberpunk. That was so well done, Sorcerer. Pretty sure you said Ghost was better than Last of Us 2, which you've not played. No, that's not what I said. I said that I believe Ghost of Tsushima was more deserving of Game of the Year than The Last of Us 2, because even without playing it, I would have given more points to Ghost as a new IP, right? I certainly have a presupposition in this position. My presupposition is that The Last of Us 2 could not have exceeded the quality of The Last of Us 1 by enough of a gap to outrank Ghost. That's not the same thing. No, that's not the same thing. I'm not asserting that one game is better than another. I'm saying when you rank Game of the Year, new IP should have been taken into consideration, and it is my starting position, yes, my presupposition. My starting position is that, and my premise, The Last of Us 2 cannot be that much better than The Last of Us 1. It's simply impossible, right? It is likely better, but I don't think that there is a big enough gap between the quality of 1 and the quality of 2 to make The Last of Us 2 worthy of Game of the Year when a brand new IP achieved the greatness that Ghost achieved. That's my position. To say, well, yeah, Cyberpunk's better than Ghost, and you've never even played Ghost, or to poo-poo Ghost and to be like, oh, it's just a map-clearing game, and you've never played it. I'm not criticizing The Last of Us 2. I'm not saying The Last of Us 2 is bad. I'm not saying The Last of Us 2 is just a this or just a that. I'm merely saying that when you're actually measuring Game of the Year, there should have been considerations made for a new IP versus The Last of Us 2 as a sequel. I think you should always have a much harder time to win Game of the Year when you are a sequel. This is why I don't think Ratchet & Clank deserves it over Returnal. I think Returnal is far more ambitious and brave and achieved more than Ratchet, because Ratchet is a sequel. That's not me poo-pooing Ratchet. I'm just saying I think when you're ranking Game of the Year, Returnal deserves a leg up because of the fact that it was a brand new IP. The meshing of genres is absolutely brilliantly executed by Housemarque. Like the fact that they took Bullet Hell, put it into a third-person action-adventure feel, and then made it a rogue, get the absolute frick out of here. Like that is so unbelievably ambitious, creative. It's I don't want to use the word brave because that seems kind of weird, but it does. It feels brave. It's like, what the frick? Like, I can't believe you guys thought, let's do this. And they had never done it before. Like, they had never done it before. That's crazy to me. Crazy to me. Insomniac making an amazing Ratchet and Clank. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, we expected that. Like, I'm not taking away from what they achieved, but I don't think it's as impressive of an achievement as Returnal. What about Dark Alliance? Oh yeah, Dark Alliance was killer. Ghost torches The Last of Us 2, actually. I need to play The Last of Us 2 so that I can actually speak into it more specifically. And people are like, well, you went into it with a bias. So did you. I mean, come on. Like, everybody goes into games with a bias, you know. I thought the social justice warrior wokeness of Last of Us 2 was amazing and well timed. Perfect story when we needed it most. Eugene's like, how many of them are there here? I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Eugene wants to know how many are in the audience. You are such a frick. You're such an a-hole. Oh my gosh. Am I getting an Azoth warning every time now? Is that where we are? Once you pass 850, does it warn you every time you get Azoth? Oh man. Yeah, he's poking. He is poking. Someone's setting traps. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Excuse me. Yeah, this isn't a bad spot. This isn't a bad spot. There's even people here, and it's not too bad. I can kind of cut in on the loop, cut people off. GT7 Trash Horizon looks great. I didn't get into the first one, but the second one looks great. Here comes this guy named Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg? Nope. Oh, he beat me to it with a frickin' roll. He's on light armor. Props to you, Nate Dogg. Props to you. You're talking about Horizon Forbidden West, not Horizon? Wait, you think Horizon... I'm sorry, you think... Oh, no, Horizon Forbidden West. I didn't catch what you said then. You think it looks good? Or you think it looks trash? You think Forza looks dope? I mean, Forza does look amazing. What's his position? That Forza looks amazing and Horizon doesn't? I don't understand. Horizon Zero Dawn? What do you mean? It looks amazing. You talk about frame rate. Every game that came out at that time was that frame rate. God of War, even Spider-Man was 30. Come on, they were all 30. You can't pick on frame rate. You can't pick on frame rate. Oh gosh. See, you see what happens when you get greedy, Jack? See what happens? He tried to take the one that I was on instead of going for the one that was free. That's what happens when you get greedy. You try to be a troll and you lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. You can't praise Forza and bash GT7. They're both literally racing games. Unless you specifically bash Gran Turismo for design decisions or gameplay content loop decisions, story, or something. Is he bashing the appearance? If you're bashing the appearance, I don't know how you can do that. The racing games have all achieved the same level of graphical fidelity greatness. If you want to criticize the content loop, then by all means, you could outline why you think one is superior or inferior. GT is a racing sim, so it's closer to Motorsport than Horizon. Yeah, I've never played them, so I don't even know what their content loop looks like. I mean, I think I played Forza that one day, but those were dark times. Those were dark times. We were just like throwing everything we could at that channel. Yeah, I played Horizon. Yeah, Forza Horizon for an afternoon or whatever. Yeah, not Motorsport. Oh, okay. So there's a difference. While we're having absurd arguments, let me say Windows is crap and Intel is dead. Did you update to 11 and to break your CPU? Yeah, I am waiting. I am 100% waiting. I'm hearing all kind of stuff. I think everything in my house is an Intel though. Isn't it causing? It's causing problems with AMD, isn't it? New World players are too strong. Yeah, that was the gist of my talk today at the front end of the stream, essentially arguing that the players' influence over invasions, wars, territory, and the economy is far too great, and it's, I think, damaging to the game. In the short term, and potentially, it could be even worse long term. It could be. I'm not saying that it's all set in stone, but they don't do anything about it now. It has the risk. It has the risk of being very, very bad for the game. If they don't put some checks and balances in place. Forza Horizon is Need for Speed, and Forza Motorsport is Gran Turismo. I'm sure all the guys that play those games understand the differences and the nuances. You know what I mean? To me, it's like when someone's not a fan of metal music and it all sounds the same to them. That's what those racing games are to me. I would never say they're all the same, but when I look at them, that's like my mental... I don't have the capacity to compare them because I'd have to play them. You know what I mean? All Intel. Change even the Xbox Series X and the PS5 parts to Intel. Oh, really? Huh. So we're at almost. Nope, mine, bro. This Rivercrest is mine. 81 on harvesting. GT is trash. Motorsport is better. The invincibility exploit is going to kill the game if they don't act soon. I'm sure that'll be patched relatively quickly. That's why I didn't even really feel like covering it. It's like, number one, I don't want to spread the news that you can do it. Number two, by the time we cover it and then circulate the upload, I mean, I guess we need to be faster about that. We're trying to come up with ways to cover breaking news more efficiently. But it'll probably be patched end of week, I would expect. There's gonna be a patch end of week. Like I'm staring at Friday thinking they're gonna push a patch and maintenance on Friday, if they can. Now, Quiet Shy Girl sent me a video where apparently there's a lot of this game has a lot of compromised security, and it's gonna lead to a lot of cheating, which is a concern. Dirt Rally games are amazing. Don't sleep on dirt. By Ben. There you go. Dirt is fun. I just can't get into racing games, man. I like Mario Kart, and that's about it. That's about all I can take. Is some Mario Kart. And even Mario Kart gets old. I remember we were running Monster Hunter World Tops 20 for global sales. There you go. We were playing through the Grand Prix as a family, so like my wife and my 2 kids, and we got gold on everything at 50, then we got gold on everything at 100, and then we went up to 150cc, and I was like, we have to go back down to 100. I was like, I'm not having any fun. Like, I was miserable. Like, 150cc is an absolute sweat fest of abuse. Like, if you're in the front, you are just sweating and getting the ever-loving snot just smacked out of you. It is so frustrating to play 150cc Mario Kart. It just isn't fun. I was like, let's just go back down to 100. I can have an easy breezy time. The kids are having fun. They don't care. Like, they don't care how fast the karts go. I was like, I'm in absolute misery. Like, I'm not having fun. So we had to back it back down because it's like you're just absolutely getting the snot smacked out of you the whole time, and then you don't get first place. Like, you'll be in first, and then final lap it's spiny, and then you're in like third, and you're like, okay, like you have no control over it. The rubber band mechanics are unbearable. Well, and they're unbearable in 150 because they increase them. So the computer will consistently get into second and third place and always get exactly what they need to get ahead of you. And then the people way in the back always get spiny shells that are perfectly timed with the final lap. And it's just like, this isn't any fun. Like, it is in the most literal sense. They are just ripping you off. It's like, I don't understand. I raced perfectly fine, did a good job, get to the final lap, and you let some guy in 7th place determine the winner of the race. Some guy in 7th place gets a spiny on the final lap, and he gets to determine the winner. I just think it's stupid. It's so dumb. It's such an unnecessary thing. I got the bigger one. The bigger one respawned. He did beat me to that one, though. He missed all of the hyssop over here, though. He's not paying attention to the herbs. The herbs, buddy. Herbs are just as good. They're faster, too. 68 on harvesting. And look how fast you harvest them. 90 on that one. That one was a little bit bigger. He's only looking for that hemp. You're talking about the Mario Kart cheese? If you want to win 150cc, you basically ride second place the whole time and save whatever you can to take out first place. And you wait until the final lap So you basically just try and draft off of first place the whole dadgum time and hope that they get hit with the spiny on final lap. That's it. You get a lot of good stuff from the herbs. Yeah. What is this thing? Turquoise Prisma Bloom. That was only worth 46 though. I thought that might have been worth more. I remember doing that in the final laps on 64. Yeah. It's annoying and it's not fun. It's like I don't want to have to sit here and calculate to such a degree. You know what I'm saying? I just want to race. Like, who wants to play Mario Kart and sit there and like sweat and calculate to be like, all right, so what I got to do, stay in second, get it, continue to try to get items for catch up if I can, because in second and third place, you get mostly green shells. And so that's really, really hard to use on first place. And then you trust that the spiny shows up on the last lap. And 9 times out of 10, it won't, because if the computer is in first place, it like protects itself. Like the computer, the CPU players just magically don't get spinies if the CPU's in first. So it's irritating. Yeah, you can get rid of the speaker shells with the speaker, the blue shells with the speaker box. It's the only item that can stop a spiny. And it's actually really easy to time because you have like a split second when the spiny shows up and it like hovers and then you just hit the radio. The problem is you almost never get the radio. The literal race, I remember the race where I decided we have to back it down to 100 or I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I'm gonna get irritated, right? We're just trying to game as a family, not get angry. I was in first place. I had a speaker, right? And we were on the final lap. And I'm not kidding you at all. It was literally in this sequence. Someone used a ghost, stole the speaker, and within 5 seconds I got hit by the spiny. Okay? If that's not rigged, I don't know what is. I was like, that is so rigged that they literally were like, oh, we can't let him take first. We have a spiny, but he has a speaker. Ghost the speaker away, and then hit me with a spiny 5 seconds later. And I was like, we got to back it down to 100. I said, I can't take this. This isn't fun. Like, it doesn't feel fun to be like that. You cheated. That's cheating. You can, because you're the computer, you can stack the deck against me. You can do it. You can just literally give yourself the items that you need to win. You know what I mean? From Friday, Mario 150, ship it. Oh my gosh. No. Ugh. And my kids were so cute. They're like, it doesn't matter. They're like, it's okay, Papa. It's just a game. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand? You're too young to understand that this is an act of aggression. What they just did to me is an act of aggression, and it will not stand. Nope. Oh, what a jerk. Get out of here. Oh, he's gonna go for the fire. Is your harvesting good enough to get this? Oh, okay. Well, I'll get these. There's a couple in this area. I see another one over there. These Dragon Glories, worth 90 harvesting. We want to make him suffer, not kill him. I bet that's tilting when your kids are telling you to chill it. It's just a game. I mean, it actually calms you down because it is. They were being sweet, you know, and it's sweet that that's their attitude. Like, that's a good attitude to have. You know, they're young and they don't have that. They don't necessarily have that competitive bite yet in their gut, you know, and so you know it was actually pretty cute that they were like, it's just a game, Papa. It's okay. Like, you know, you don't have to get first place. Yeah, chill, Daddy. You know, Daddy, chill. So it didn't add to the tilt. It was just like, I'm not having a good time. Like, to me, I'm going to get out in front and I'm going to win. That's going to be what I do. That's how I'm going to play this game. And if I'm out in front and I'm just a freaking piñata, you know, I'm just getting the game is just literally beating the crap out of me. Let's just back it down to 100 cc so we can all have fun. let's just back this down. Because 100 cc, the computer can't touch me. I'm like lapping the 8th place players, and if they hit me with a spiny, it just doesn't matter. You're not catching me. I'm light years ahead. So. It's good to see them approach it like that. Yeah. That was one of the things with when my kids got into soccer. When my kids got into soccer, they were too polite. Like, I kept telling them, you are allowed to go get the ball. Like, just because they have possession or you lose possession, it's not their ball. Like, it's not their ball. Go take it. You know what I mean? Like, it's yours. If it's in vicinity, go get it. I'm literally, I don't think I've ever done this. Look at this. Look at my weight. 506.6 out of 506.6. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever done that. I didn't even do it on purpose. I literally just started dragging stuff out of my inventory, and it just magically happened. All right, we're gonna have to go to the settlement. Actually, what we could do to speed things up is we could do a recall to my house and then fast travel back up. But First Light probably isn't going to have as good of a trade for the fibers. I don't know, because there's so much hemp down there. Make sure you teach them no blood, no foul. Lono just wants to beat up noob computers. No, I want a fair fight. If you remember the time trials? In one of the Mario Karts, they had like time trials. You remember the time trials? And you would race against like a perfect racing computer. Like, that was always really, really fun because you were basically attempting to beat a perfect computer player, right? So to me, just do that. Like, when you go up to 150, just make the computers race exceptionally well. You don't have to cheat. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just give me a fair shot here. Like, literally, final lap, you steal my speaker and then hit me with a spiny, I'm done. I don't play a game like that. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to play a game that is so clearly bending the rules so that it wins. Like, I'm not going to do that. Hot Wheels racing game, saying it's a fun arcade racer. Anybody tried it? Somebody was asking me to play it and cover it, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. It's been too long now to circle back. Sounds like max difficulty fighter games. AI has to cheat at some point to be competitive. Homie, did you ever do those time trials? They were really freaking hard. When you take a computer player and you make them race exceptionally well, they are really tough to keep up with. That's why I don't understand why they do, like, and think about it like this. It's not even like the guy in second or third place beats you. He doesn't beat you. A guy in 7th place gets a spiny shell and dictates who the winner is. That's what's so stupid about it. If you want to give somebody a bullet bill, or you want to give somebody a super mushroom, or an invincibility star, that's totally fine. Why? It helps them go from 7th place to 4th place. But spiny shells fundamentally are stupid. It doesn't do anything for the guy that uses it. Do you understand how rage-inducing that is? The guy that uses the spiny shell doesn't even benefit from it. He just throws it out there. Like, you up there in first place, you think, no, you're not going to be in first place. Somebody else is going to be in first place, and I'm still going to be back here in 7th. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's basically griefing from the back. It's like, yeah, it's not going to help me. I'm not going to advance because of this. That's why it's stupid. It'd be one thing if, like, the spiny shell, as it traveled, like, slowed people down in its wake or something. But that's not even what it does. It's just like, it bypasses everybody and hits the guy in first. What does that do for the guy in 7th place? Nothing. It doesn't do anything for him. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest item in video game history. It's like, what is this? Why are you doing this? I've never seen someone be so serious about Mario Kart. Like, logically break it down. It's the dumbest item. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like, just thinking about it irritates me. I'm like, why'd you guys even add this item? Red shells, green shells, mushrooms, everything else makes sense. You're trying to empower the back to get a little boost to get to the front. It makes sense. It's totally fine. But a freaking spiny shell? A spiny shell doesn't do anything to help you catch up. It just robs the guy who's worked blood, sweat, and tears to get first place. It just takes it from him arbitrarily. Logically, it's a kid's game that I put zero thought into. It's not a kid's game, Abe! You take that back, Abraham. No, false. I get to screw over first place, and that satisfaction is better than first place win. No, I'm not being cheeky. I love tipping off my dad when we played. What did I say, Ashen? It's griefing from the back. You're just griefing the person in first place because you're not good enough to get up there. So you're like, well, if I'm not good enough to win, at least I can grief the guy that was gonna win. It's bullcrap. It's literal bullcrap. Nintendo is for kids? No, it's not. No, it is not. You think the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo DS are two of the most sold, most saturated pieces of video game hardware because they're for kids? Shut the frick up. All right, where am I supposed to go here for this leather working? Oh, it's over by my guy. Wait, no, fibers is at the weaver, isn't it? Yeah, linen. You make linen with the fibers. That's right. You were joking. I know you were joking. I'm a Nintendo sip. I complain about them, but I buy all their crap. That's right. That's right. That's right. It was like that comic. I saw a comic and it was like, yeah, screw that game. And someone's like, I thought you played that game. Yeah, I love it. That was the best comic I ever saw. I was like, that's exactly right. That's exactly how it is. Like, yeah, screw that game. I thought you played that game like every night. Yeah, I love that game. It's so on the nose, dude. Right on the nose. That's exactly right. I'm going to sell the Satine for 14 cents because I don't freaking care. It's easier to just sell the dadgum thing. What about Hyssop? Are there sell orders for Hyssop? Oh wait, no, I can use the hyssop and water to make to make potions and raise my alchemy. Spies 2K, play it every day. That's right. Frick this fricking game, and then you play it again. Didn't we say we were going to do a segment called Frick This Fricking Game? It was just going to be me literally playing a game like, frick this freaking game. Like, how long does it take Lono to get to that breaking point where he says, frick this freaking game? Like, where does it? Man, you guys are really waking and baking in here. Holy crap, I can't even see. It's hazy in here. Hazy in here, boys. Strong health potion. I need to get to level 50, and I'm currently at level 7. So what we want to do here is, we'll make that. We'll make some commons. We'll have to make the little ones, too, just because that's what you make with the hyssop, I believe. We'll make 8. There we go. Sounds like my friend Lono. He'll say, this game sucks. Literally the worst game I've played. Proceeds to keep playing it every day and saying that every day. It sounds like, oh, your friend says that. I thought you were saying it sounds like me. I was like, I don't do that. I was like, I'm a little bit more thoughtful in my criticism than like, I hate this game, it's terrible. Okay, so we can't do any more there. Rivercrest then. We need to go get some water. I'm probably just going to buy water. It's just going to be cheaper than having to go down and bucket it. Right? I don't feel like going down and bucketing the water. Although, wait, there's water in town, isn't there? Yeah, I can just drop down in here and get water. Yeah, I'm not going to go buy it. I love how, like, I'm going in the water It's using some of my breath. You don't have to put your head under the water to fill the bucket, you idiot. Your buddy's like, man, getting water. Whew, it's so hard. How do you hold your breath? What do you mean hold my breath? I just put the bucket in the water. What's the matter with you? What a moron. Yeah, I almost drowned the other day. What were you doing? I was just getting buckets of water. What were you doing? Why? I was putting my head under the water and then filling the bucket. Why would you do that? How'd you die? Gathering water like a dolt? Yeah, I was just an idiot. I went out a little too deep. Wasn't paying attention to my oxygen levels. Like, I would love to hear the, like, incensed, annoyed friend. Like, why would you do that? Why would you put your head under the water? Yeah, I gotta make sure it's pure. Can you get me a glass of water? I don't feel like getting wet. I'd get you a glass of water, but I didn't bring my swim trunks, dude. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's good. Oh, that is so good. That was so well done. Oh, that really made me laugh. I didn't bring my swim trunks. We have a water shortage. Why don't you go get us some water? Dude, I told you, I can't swim. Oh, that is good. That's good. I love laughing at stuff like that, man. I love it. Weak health potions. Anybody buying them? Place a sell order. For a literal penny? I'm not even going to make back the money to what the frick? Weak health potions are, I guess they're just trash now. We need more water, though. Nova, he read your joke, slightly modified it, and then laughed at his own joke. Yeah, no. I did. I riffed on his joke, and I made it funnier, dude. Come on. The swim trunks line was better than I don't want to get wet. Come on. It was better. Like, what do you need swim trunks for? What are you talking about? That doesn't even make any sense, bro. That's what they sell for? You got to make a lot? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or I can just drop them in the center of town and be done with it. Who the frick? They're so weak at this point, right? They're super weak. He's bobbing for water apples. Wait, he forgot his floaties. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah, those were good. Those are some good neck pops, dude. That felt excellent. It's telling me I can fish inside the arcane station. The frick's going on? Okay, get the rest of the hyssop out of here. We're not making much on the Arcana, though, for doing this. You get, like, nothing. I liked yours better, Nova. It was original. Oh, my gosh, Eugene. Oh, Eugene. Come on, man. That is... Oh, man. What are you going to do? Just think you're not the only player running around with a ton of crap wondering why no one wants to buy anything. Oh, no, yeah. I said it this morning. Players have too much power. They have too much power. They're jacking with the economy. They're keeping people from being involved in invasions. They're keeping people from being involved in wars. They're jacking the whole game up. I told y'all. What did I tell you? I told you guys. I said, no. Every time people act like I'm on some delusional, like head trip. Like, no, that'll never happen, Lono. People won't get excluded from wars. They won't get excluded. There'll be so many of them happen. Nope. You're describing a problem that won't happen. Really? What's one of the leading complaints about the game right now? Territory control and not being able to be in part of the invasions and the wars. The two things I said were the most worrisome about this game. In our defense, half the time you are, what are you talking about? When I look at a situation and I make predictions about gamer behavior, when have I been off the mark and out of my head? When? When did I totally misfire? If I take the time to say, I think players are going to do this, it happens every time. Like, it happens every time. Oh, man. Place a sell order for the common focus potion. Oh, frick you. A penny? Get out of here. Or is anybody buying pedal caps? Bought some reeds. You guys need any red meat? No? Let's look at my completed orders. Let's see what we sold. I sold... Somebody bought... Somebody bought... Did it expire or did I get it? Oh, I thought somebody bought it. It expired. I thought somebody bought my wooden fishing pole for $1,000. No. It expired. It expired. I was so happy. I misread it. I was like, oh, man, look at that, dude. Some idiot. No, I've sold coarse leather, age wood. Yeah, we've had some good sales here. Yeah, we've made some coin. We've made some coin. I was going to be so happy. I was like, oh, my gosh. Dude, some absolute freaking moron. Oh, man. Whoo. Oh. That was funny. That was funny. Where's all the linen that I made? I got saltpeter. I thought we made quite a bit of linen. Where is it? Oh, I sold it already. What's weighing us down? Oh my gosh, the potions. Holy frick, man. Yeah, I mean, I made them, and that's awesome that I made them. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm not meaning to do that. I'm swapping the wrong thing. Yeah, we gotta drop these on the floor. I don't frickin' want them. Look how heavy they are. Gee, frickin' Christmas. We just don't need those. Some of these, like these commons and stuff too, like we just don't need them. We made them and we just don't need them. They're just weighing us down. I'm going to keep these. Yeah, I'm going to keep these. Can't you sell them? No, you can't sell them. They sell for like a penny, so it's more expensive to list them than the money that you would get back from them. So no, yeah, can't do it. You can't do it. You're not going to do it. Not going to do it. Okay, so let's get this second stream schedule here. Where is the room? Oh, there it is. Oh, look at all this. Straight outside. Let's see. Oh, that's right. We were going to do... We're going to do campaign. That we got the best results last time we did that. That was funny. Okay, go live. No, yeah, or yeah, no. I forget where I picked that up. A friend of mine has, he's like, yeah, but no. Yeah, we'll just do the New World campaign gameplay, and then I'll just change the thumb. Monetization. Customization. That's all fine. And then we'll set it for 1210. Excuse me. He's gonna be doing town boards later and need those potions that he dropped. Mark my words. They're so heavy though, man. They're so heavy. It just isn't worth it. They just end up weighing you down. Let's see here. Okay, all right, not bad, not bad, not bad. What do we get? What are people doing today? What are they looking for? Arcana New World, and just New World, just flat out New World. It's the only everything we're getting hit on. Store them in the settlement. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that. I guess I could just, store them, but then you got to come back for them later. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go back and grab them and just store them. Find them and destroy them. Episode 1 prelude. I feel like it would look better if it just said the and you used spaces for Say No to Rage. I don't think we need the word complete. Just the Say No to Rage story. And I would put spaces in Say No to Rage. It's hard to read that. Yeah. Other than that, I like it. I do. I like it. I think it looks dope. Ooh, shooby-doop. Go there. Close out of that. There we go. The fridge is being resold by scalpers. Do you have 3 bags? Oh, I need to make better bags. I have a green and then I just have 2 grays. You know what I could probably do is just buy. Let's go see what they're selling. Let's go see if they're selling any good bags. Windsward Town is run by a group called Vibe. I will say that the yellow and orange guys that are taking over the map and fighting back against green, they seem to be a lot more controlled in their taxing. Like, the green guys will overtake your spot, and they will just freaking ruin it. Wait, is it called a bag? I don't understand. What's it called? They're called satchels. Okay. What's the highest one you can get? Infused leather satchel. Holy moly. Can't equip. None. Okay. We'll do tier level sorting here. 3,000. Holy, these blue ones are expensive. How much do they add to your carrying capacity? 239 to encumbrance, and the green one's at 151. Jiminy Christmas. People are making these bags out here, bro. Making them and making money. Cash money. This guy is selling his for 7,000. Satchels are pricey because they require expensive faction rune of holding. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's get the cheapest green one we can here. 102, 149. It looks like if you want like a decent one, it's gonna cost a chunk of a coin. I got almost 5,000. How many is this guy selling? Just one? See, but if they... that's almost... 2,800. It's like half my money. It's a good thing you cut company funds. I don't want to keep taking from the company every time I need something. I've got coin now. I'd like to start actually spending money as if it's mine. Instead of the other way. 149, 102. And then the one I'm the ones I currently have are 103 and a 50. I have a 103 and a 50. So we definitely want to replace the 103 and the 50. He says that now. Wait until he closes the stream. Oh, frickin' stop it. Okay, let's buy that one. And then what's this ad? We need something better than a 102. So we have a 103 and a 50. Here's a 159. 1,800. All right, let's go price. Here we go. And see what we can find here. See what we can find. Yeah, here's a 153. Oh, for 1,500. Yeah, so as soon as you get into the actual decent numbers, that the prices go way up. They go way up. I have so much faction coin. I'll just what's the weakest one here? Yeah, that's the weakest one. We'll just replace the 50. We'll just replace the 50. Yes. There. That takes us to 606. That takes us to 606. There we go. That'll help a little bit. Where did I drop all that stuff on the ground? It's probably gone by now, right? Yeah. It's gone. Can't leave stuff like that for forever. Green and above bags never go for less than 1,200 on my server. The better the bag, the more expensive. It blows my mind. Yeah. Makes sense. It makes sense, dude. Reno. All right, let's put all that in. Put all that in. That. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. I don't even know why I'm keeping this. Wait, 10 decks, 7 focus. Oh, I get it. Refreshes cooldowns. Oh. I'm probably never going to wear that. Anyway, okay. I understand. Yeah, it was Say No to Rage all ran together, but just for readability on the thumbnail. You know what I mean? Like when I did mine, hang on. When I did my thumbnail, it was like, what, the truth about Say No to Rage or whatever? Yeah, I spaced it out. The truth about Say No to Rage. Yeah. I spaced it out. It's just easier to read. My Truth with Evidence video hit 100,000. I was wishing that other one would have done a little bit better. Oh, you got to put spaces. It looks bad. I can't read that. It's almost like it's blurry. It messes with my eyes when it's all run together like that. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good. Okay. I craft a bunch of linen shoes or something to get the bag level making up. Yeah. You got to really invest. You know, you son of a... What? I asked for an edit and you didn't give it to me. Why would you not do it and then act like, what am I going to say? No, that's fine. I was like, take out the word complete and put spaces. What do you mean, you son of a... I'm not asking you to change something that I asked for. On my server, I'm focused on engineering and furnishing. Oof. That's rough. That's rough, bro. That's rough. I'm just trying to get my harvesting to 100. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but... Who's Lono talking to? No. Creature's getting the thumbnails ready for the Say No to Rage story. He's getting it ready. And, it's we're just having a thumbnail disagreement, it's like, you know, that's a Tuesday for us. That's a Tuesday for me and Creature, is to not agree on a thumbnail design. Release date? Yeah, the prelude will be tomorrow afternoon, and we'll follow it with an AMA, and then episode 1 will be Thursday, followed by an AMA. So we are we had to re-record because I basically tried to put the prelude. I put the prelude at the beginning of episode 1, and it kind of cannibalized episode 1. And so we had to redo it. It's like, let's separate these. Let's have a prelude that kind of explains why I'm doing this. And then have episode 1 just be all by itself. Here on Presents. We're going to do it on Presents. We're going to leave gaming alone. Gaming is going to just continue doing its thing. It's going to continue doing, you know, the shows and the gameplay and all of that. We don't want to mess with that. We feel that gaming's in a really nice, predictable spot, and Presents deserves more than it's getting, and so we're going to start giving it more. You have to explain things to Creature a few times, like Microsoft and Game of the Year. Yeah. That's right. New story video? Yeah, so what we're going to do is, for those of you that maybe haven't heard me make the formal announcement, we are going to do 15 to 18 part series. We don't know how many parts yet. It might get longer as we do it, but a multi-part series that could get up to, 20 episodes or so. Basically telling the story of Say No to Rage. Like, what the frick happened? What, how did I even get into streaming? What happened when I got into the Destiny community? The truth about that community and things that went on. And then we're going to start giving that channel personal content. We want to have, videos that, you might get a 4 or 5 minute video over there of my thoughts on, I don't know, the Batman trailer or the Twitch situation or, things that are happening. It won't be gaming. It'll be personal driven. And we may have then streams and AMAs and things. Basically giving me a place to have like non-gaming discussions about stuff that I'm like passionate about. It could be vlogging content like, my, parenting and family life and all of that. And we think running alongside of that'll really, really kind of help kind of get the engine going again and get people caring about that channel is let's just tell the whole frickin' story, Episode 7, Murdering Chest Pain and Abe. That's right. Now, the prelude's going to explain how we're going to approach it, because we are going to have to use people's names, not like their legal names. I'm not going to do that. Obviously, that would be a major, that's doxing. You're not allowed to do that. But, like, I will refer to people as their names. Yeah, it would be YouTube-friendly content, of course, Sinnohs, of course. And I'll have to refer to people as their names. And I'll explain in the prelude how we're going to do that. We have a way of doing it that I think is going to work. So if you're interested in how that's going to play out, you're going to want to make sure and watch the prelude tomorrow. And then we'll follow with an AMA if you have any questions about like how we're going to approach it. Yeah, that looks good. You might even be able to do a different color for Say No to Rage. I don't know. Might be too much white. I was thinking it should be white, but that might be too much white. Episode 8, The Crying Room. Yeah. Do the whole series in a British accent. Yeah. This is my real voice, and it's hard time everybody knew it. Crikey. Wait, that's Australian. Come on. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing, Jerry, is like, for the sake of clarity, I don't want anybody guessing who I'm talking about. Like, I'm well within my right to be like, I was at a person's home, and here is what they said to me. I was at a gathering, and I saw this thing take place. Like, I'm well within my right to do that. Like, I'm done hiding T anyone? What do you mean? Like, it's And we're well within our right to be like, somebody made such and such a statement, and that statement is simply not true. Like, I'm well within my right to do that. Like, we're not going on the attack. Like, I think if people are expecting scorched earth, you're not going to get it. If you think I'm going to be like, yeah, and so is such and such, and no, that's not the goal. That's not what we're doing. How is the SNTR Gaming experiment going so far? I think we can build over here, but we don't want to turn our back on a channel with almost 50,000 subs. You know what I mean? Fall back to your accent. Oh, I'm done hiding. Tea, anyone? Yeah. I guess it would make sense to do it in a British accent because I'm spilling tea. That's not the point. I got my Frickmas coffee yesterday. Very balanced. Would recommend it to anyone. If you need a little bit more bite in your coffee, but don't like the depth of a dark roast, it's perfect. Well, thank you, Metasbo, for sharing that testimony. If you guys haven't ordered yet, be sure to get your Frickmas blend orders in. A lot of people are ordering it with the light and dark roast, and so they can kind of compare. Remember that Rageless Roast coffee is ours. It supports us directly. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. You get little drawings from my kids. You're not like supporting some sponsor that I'm aligned with. It's me. So thank you to everybody who has been doing that. We greatly appreciate it. The coffee's been doing very, very well. And that's obviously encouraging as we're rebuilding. Is just going to take time. It's just going to be slow. We're going to have to do a lot of work. If I want to start putting more content out on Presents, it's going to take a lot of time. But I think it'd be enjoyable, especially if the support is there. It'll obviously be hard, to throw myself at it if people just don't give a crap about that channel or that content anymore. So we'll see. I think it'll be good content. I think people will enjoy it, but we'll see. That sub base is very peculiar. It's very peculiar to have 47,000 people sub to a channel, and I make a video that's called My Most Important Video Ever, and like 8,000 people watch it. It's like, what the frick? Like, that video could have been literally me announcing that, like, I had a terminal illness or something, and nobody, like, and 8,000 people watch it. It just, I don't know. It was just crazy to me. It's like, but that's how YouTube works, man. That's how YouTube works. They weren't engaging, so they don't get shown the vids. Which is weird to me. I don't know. I had just restocked on coffee, 3 bags of dark, like 2 days before the Frickmas came out. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Abe. We gave you guys, I was told I gave you guys too much of a heads up on the coffee, on the Frickmas, because it made everybody hold. Everybody was like, well, I'll wait, and then the orders were just coming in like crazy, because everybody had been holding on restock. I think the most important thing about you doing this series is the ability to get what you know, what you witness off your chest, and hopefully get some needed closure. Yeah, it's been tough to carry it and to not and to speak vaguely. I think one of the reasons, like, I feel like the need to pop off and like get kind of nasty about it and kind of speak in code is just because it's, I'm holding it inside. And if we have a nice centralized place where, like, that's everything, I can be like, look, if you want to know about that, go watch episode 9. Like, I don't freaking talk about that. You know what I mean? He was worried about finishing Dark Souls 3. You're halfway, so if you pick up the speed, you should only take another 45 minutes, as it can be done in 90 minutes, start to finish. Right. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I'll beat the rest of the Dark Souls 3 in 45 minutes. Why does Norton say your coffee website is dangerous? I have no idea why that's happening with Norton. There's nothing wrong with that website. Certifications are up to date. The domain is ours. I don't know why Norton keeps procking that. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's triggering it. The certifications and everything are up to date, so I don't know. I went to go to releases, that website that like tells you when everything's releasing, and they hadn't updated their certification, like it expired, so like Chrome wouldn't let me go to the site. 2 maze-like areas coming up. 3 if you do the optional Arc Dragon Peak. Yeah. Is the investigation document completed? I have asked for the document because I can basically add. I don't think we need to do a transcript of the lawyer call. I think I should just be able to make the lawyer call available. We've checked both Tennessee and Kentucky law. I was well within my right to record that conversation. As long as one party is aware that the conversation is being recorded, it's completely on the up and up. But they were worried about that, and they were like, well, we shouldn't make that, available. You should just put a transcript. Which I guess I can still do that. That's the only transcript we don't have. We have transcripts of everything else that they wanted. I haven't done the one for the call with the St. Jude legal team, where they indicated that they weren't doing anything. Like, they had gathered everything and there was no action to be taken, and they saw no grounds to ban me from the premises or the events or anything, because nothing happened. They don't want the public to know that, that it was officially looked at. They don't want the public to know that. One of them even lied and said that there was no, official investigation, or no legal team looked at it, which is a freaking lie. Have the emails, and I have a recorded phone call. But, their instinct was just to immediately lie about everything. What are you doing? Norton wants you to buy the upgrade to tell you that more sites are safe. I have not run an actual antivirus in ages. Just Windows Defender. I don't know. Remember the one girl going off saying that? She regally came unhinged. Yeah. There was a guy, I think it was from Get Wrecked Labs, and he said that they took immediate action and that there was a police report. And then someone was like, really? And then he walked it back because he realized, oh wait, that's not true. He's just lying. That's not accurate. That statement is not true. There is not a police report. There wasn't. I want there to be one. That'd be amazing. Because then you'd have grounds for discovery. But no one ever did anything like that. I don't use one either. Just stay away from legit sites. I mean, Defender will protect you from that kind of stuff. Let me set this redirect up. I just realized I wasn't watching the time. Let's see. We'll do that. Let me get you guys a link. You shouldn't need it. Okay. We'll customize and feature the gameplay. Okay, so in case the redirect doesn't work, it has been working. And in case it isn't working, there is a link in chat. And okay. Make sure and smash like on your way out too on this video. This video did pretty well. We appreciate the regular turnout for the talk shows. And again, variety talk shows will be returning very soon, and we'll still cover New World, but we'll just basically kickstart New World gameplay with the topic instead. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is the gameplay continued grind myself, playing New World, doing gameplay, doing campaign, doing all of that. If you like these videos, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't